the
And
boy
Chinese
was
food always
stacked.
fucks with my stomach. Yo, did you see that
Yo,
shit
you
for 28 years later, dude?
with the prosthetic
Did you see the
tits and
memes
shit.
that? Did you see the memes for 28 years later? Everybody calling it
Pretty,
28 inches later.
pretty sure I'm not gonna watch the movie because of that.
Yeah, fuck no, dude. I was like in my mind, someone told me about that, and they were like, "Yo, in this part, there's like you can see this guy's thing just flopping all." And I was like, "Yo, isn't it about like a 10-year-old kid?"
It sounds like that's something you would be interested in, bro. I don't know.
Fuck
Maybe.
no, nah, fucking Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch off of that movie. Remember that shit way back in the day? Everybody fucking meme that shit.
Oh
But
shit.
I thought it was the funniest shit when someone was like 28 inches later. I was like, fucking dude. That's
Yeah, I
fucking
saw that
wild.
myself, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not watching that shit.
Cosplay. Cosplay that shit.
There you go. That's it.
There
That's
you
gonna be
go.
your next cosplay. The next
That's
event for
fucking
you.
that's fucking wild. What is up? What is up? Welcome back in Sunday night. You're here with your boys, the Average Boys Podcast. Guys, it's been so long. I feel like we haven't seen each other or even been online. It's been such a minute.
It's been a while.
It's just busy, dude. It's just been super busy. Like we're all just busy. Summer's just got us all floating all over the place, and it's crazy. Like I got back from the trip a while back, and then I got sick, and then just work, and of course, like Brian, I get to hang out with D a lot now because you see us doing the fucking wrestling thing.
Yeah.
The
It's
wrestling
his
thing
birthday.
we popped off.
Actually, it's his birthday today. Happy birthday, D.
Happy birthday, D.
Love you, brother. I don't know if
Happy
you're
birthday,
watching,
my
but
man.
shout out.
Yeah,
to
I
you,
saw him
bro.
out there putting up that he went out there day drinking and just chilling out with his girl and just getting out
he
there
should.
and
As he should.
you know, we've been having a good time commentating the wrestling shows, but like, man, it just puts us in such a predicament because we're always just so busy now on Sundays. Sundays feels like maybe we messed up choosing to move this day over because, man, dude, we thought Sunday was going to be chill as shit, but no, man, it is not. Last week was crazy. Like, I think all of us were just busy, right? So we didn't get the opportunity to really come on and anything like that. So, but then again, it's like, you know, we had put up online, you know, we made a small little post on the Facebook, you know, thank you for those that are jumping in right now. We appreciate every one of you. Derpy, our boy in the chat, saying he's going to be here in a few. Good to see my boy Derps.
Nice.
It's been slow. Like, I'm not going to lie. I really think, and we were talking about this offline, that we think like all of the big studios are just like, they're waiting to drop their big movies.
Yeah.
So they're just holding on it. And,
yo, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
So there was like I think a poll, and I forgot what publication put it out, but they were saying like, how long do you think these like the movie theaters and the studios have? It was like 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, or 15 years.
Like an
plus,
expiration
like
date, right?
I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not looking good at all because
no,
if you go on whatever app you want to go buy a ticket for Superman right now, or for Fantastic Four, or for any movie whatsoever, you're gonna be able to get any ticket to any movie in any seat that you want right now.
Pretty much, yeah, because no one's buying tickets, man. We talked about that. And you know what? Like, how long have you been hearing me talk about that these bitches just need to close down shop since the coronavirus, right?
Yeah,
it's been a long time.
It's bad out there. It's bad.
I think 100% what people realized is that, well, one, you know, we were fighting tooth and nails alongside those people that were like, yo, writers deserve a raise and all this other stuff. And I'm fucking, there's some of these fucking movies and TV shows that are coming out that I'm like, man, maybe we should second guess what we're paying these motherfuckers. Cause like some of this shit is shit. Like it's bad. It's bad. And we came up to bat for these fucking dudes.
I don't know if it's an indictment on the writers per se. I think it's more of just where we are as a culture. I don't think anyone's going to the movies as much. And you know, with the economy the way that it is right now, you know, not to get political, I mean, people are kind of
struggles.
You know,
I mean, there's some struggles out there. We ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, so it's like normally during the summer you're seeing like 3 to 4 movies. Right now, it's going to be like you're going to pick and choose which movies you're going to see.
Like, yeah, but when the movies are like Snow White, fucking, I don't know,
But
Catwoman
that's
with Holly
okay.
Berry.
Again, that's something different. That's like during the winter time or whatever. But like the summertime, like the summer blockbuster movies
It's
where you
supposed
get
to be
like
this
the
shit.
heavy hitters, that's when you know you're supposed to go out and watch movies. And I looked online last week, actually not even last week, a couple days ago, to get I already had my tickets for Superman, but
Superman,
I
yeah.
I looked and the movie that I'm going to, it's completely empty. There's no one watching that movie.
I'm gonna
You can
book a
get it.
ticket and go see it with you.
Listen. That would be
Might
awesome.
as well, because I'll save the money on the ticket and fucking fly out there anyways,
Honestly,
right?
honestly, yeah, it's shocking. And I honestly think the answer to the question that I proposed earlier, it might even be less than 5 years where these movie
Yeah,
theaters
100%.
will be in bad shape.
Yo, I think the best possible, someone want $1 billion idea. Here it is.
Here
You
go.
find a way to get a license to be your own streaming service like Netflix or whatever, but you only do it for cinema films. And you find the right links and the right stature so people can't jack your shit. And it's got to be the same format as like pay-per-view shows, or how stern they are with like Disney popping off on people that are like trying to like watch party shit. You know what I mean? Like if they can do that and cut people off doing watch parties and streams, they can watch a streaming service and ban people real quick so they can't fucking steal from them. But then again, I don't know if you saw, but like on the down low, like dark web kind of shit, like the pirate base coming back.
I don't think it ever left.
But you know what I mean, though, right?
No,
Like,
I get you because again, with the economy the way that it is,
people rather be
trying-
seasoned than fucking.
no one is trying to pay for 4, 5, 6 different streaming services and getting hit with that charge every month. It hurts,
Yeah.
bro. And so, like, I kind of combat what you're saying about starting a streaming. There's only one streaming service that is a net positive, and that's Netflix. Every other net streaming service has been a disaster. Every last one of them.
Yo, why do you think Netflix is still in charge?
It's the OG. It's the OG triple OG. And because not only that, because they pump so much money into the content. They spend millions upon millions of dollars for original content, so they get that back in blood. And again, it's the OG triple OG. So it's like if you're gonna have any service, it's gonna be Netflix as opposed to
I'm not
Disney
gonna lie. I
Plus.
mean, it's not like Netflix ain't putting out some bangers. They're
No,
doing
no,
pretty
they
good with
do.
some of the stuff that they're putting out.
But again, that's because they invest into their own like they spend a lot of money to make sure they have quality shows.
Service,
Yeah,
Yeah, I think Netflix is possibly still the best streaming service that's out there.
hands down.
But eventually they're gonna need to organically change to like the next possible evolutionary step.
Well,
and I
yeah.
think if Netflix gets a way to be like, hey, stream movies that are barely coming out, and like if they get a deal with like let's say Warner Brothers, because we're talking about people that are like in and out. Sony, I don't know if you heard, that's something we could talk about too. Apparently, like they just canceled like all the Spider-Man movies because they're about to renew it. Could you hear about that?
Not the Spider-Man movies, but like the villains and like the
yeah, all the extra shit that they were going to be popping off, because Spider-Verse has to still be something, I hope, dude.
Of course, yeah.
But yeah, they're getting rid of a lot of shit, and I think it's because they want to. Apparently, like they're either going to redo a contract or they're going to sell to Marvel. But then again, I don't know, man. Like with the current state of Marvel, I wouldn't sell to them either because they don't know what the fuck they're doing with their stuff either, man. It's wild as shit, man.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like there's just a lot of shit that's going on that's wacky. I guess that's the easiest way to put it. Like just wacky. Like I don't, dude. Some of these fucking things that are coming out, like you question it and you're like, bro, I used to believe these dudes were geniuses or something. Like what the fuck is going on in Hollywood or whatever? Like in whatever. Well, I mean, I won't say throughout Hollywood because there are films that are coming out. You said you got to see F1, right?
I did, yeah.
And you said, and when you were talking about it with us, like you were like, holy guys, like, holy shit. Like, I think Biggie got to see it too. He said the same thing, but Biggie loves everything. Like, so, grain of salt. It's either that or Rhea Ripley all over his time feed. So we love the guy. So he's all dude. He always makes me fucking laugh, dude.
Yeah.
All his posts are just so funny. But yeah, like he said he saw it and he said it was pretty good. But you said you saw it. But there was some stuff that a lot of people were saying that like Brad Pitt was a little upset with working in Hollywood on that film. Like he felt like they were screwing him over and something, but I wasn't really familiar with it, but I heard nothing but good things about that movie. And I kind of feel that's what theaters are lacking is film experiences. It's like that one commercial that comes out with that chick where she's like, "Oh, the theater, oh, the cinema." She's walking through it. Kim Basinger.
Oh, Nicole Kidman.
Yeah, Nicole Kidman. There you go. And she's just out there just being like, "Ooh, the experience." And I'm like, "Well, the last experience I had was." I don't even remember. It had to be a
honestly.
Captain
That's
America
what
Brave World or whatever.
That's
That
what
was an
made
experience.
that's what made F1 such a good experience is because they didn't overdo it. Like they didn't do too much. The story is simple, the characters are simple. You just get really good actors to play really simple characters, and then you add Top Gun.
The shots, like the
Yeah,
weird
you
cool,
you
like,
add you add
scenes.
top the new what was the newest Top Gun movie? Maverick,
Maverick?
Top Gun Maverick, but like
Yeah.
F1. And then you have a knockout, and that's what they did. Like that's you don't need to think too deep into this movie. So yeah, anyone that's listening, F1, if you're debating on which movies to go see, I'd say start with F1. That movie was a blast.
Yo, and that's because I was gonna ask you too. Like, I'm not really like a big like car film guy or
Neither am
whatever.
I. Neither am I.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like, I know you're not like a race car, NASCAR kind of
Yeah.
dude. You just went to go see a movie.
Yeah.
But I was gonna ask you, like, well, what's the difference? Because I've heard nothing but good things about this one.
Yeah.
Compared to the one that came out, that was the fucking video game one. What was it? There was a video game.
The Gran Turismo.
Yeah, you remember that shit, right? Where there was they brought in what was the fucking actor? It wasn't Loki. It was David Harbour, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I didn't see the movie, so I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, I remember people not even fucking giving a shit about that film.
Yeah.
But then you got Brad Pitt. I mean, fucking dude's
But that's it. You just did it right there. You answered your own question. Like that was it. Like you have Brad Pitt. You're Brad Pitt. And I'm a big Snowfall fan. So Damon Idris.
You were just talking about him like last week. He's the guy that's in talks for the new Black Panther, right? It's what the rumor, right? That's the rumor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I think is a G move. I 100% agree.
Yeah, and I think that if anybody saw F1, you're gonna agree with me. Even if you didn't watch Snowfall, I suggest Snowfall for anyone that is just into really good shows. Snowfall is like top 5 my favorite shows of all time, which is saying a lot. And he's the main character. So you add Brad Pitt, who everyone loves Brad Pitt, and then you have this kid, and they light it up. Again, you give 2 good actors some simple characters, and yeah, that's some Damson Idris. That kid, he's a star, bro. He's a star. And I think that after it's all said and done, after F1, I do think he will be the next Black Panther, bro.
So like that's what I was about to ask you. Like after seeing him portray the character that he was in F1, which I'm not really familiar with, like, do you think this guy?
I think he was already a short shot after Snowfall. Like,
okay,
what he like, even as well as he did in F1, it doesn't even compare to how well he did in Snowfall. Like, I would have picked him just off of Snowfall, but I know that not everybody watched that. Now you have him in a commercial blockbuster where it's going to appeal to the masses. It's going to be undeniable at this point. You know what I'm saying? So, this kid, he's got it. He's got it. He's a sure win. So, yeah.
And how do you feel with this guy? Like, I mean, yo, what's up, Derps? Good to have you, my man.
This is a new mic. How is it?
You sound great. You sound crispy clean, man. Crispy clean. That's what we like. That's what we like.
Cool.
You look great. You sound great. You sound great. Yo, so right now what we're talking about is Brian got to go see F1. I don't know.
I did not see it.
You haven't seen it? I didn't get to see it either, but this young man, Damson Idris, he's been in Snowfall, and he's also now in F1. He's been in talks for taking the role of the Black Panther in the MCU. We're not really sure how they're gonna reintroduce the character. Of course, in Black Panther 2 at the beginning, T'Challa, the character that they had through Chadwick Boseman, has a heart attack, right? It's like a heart attack or cardiac arrest or something, remember?
Yeah,
like,
something like that.
Like they literally killed him off, which should have just not have been done that way. They could have done it a different way, but they decided to do that with that character. But now they're planning on bringing back the Black Panther in some way, and this is apparently the guy that they're looking for that's kind of like top of the food chain. And I was asking Brian, like, So Brian, you feel like this guy can take the reign pretty well?
I thought he is one of the best, uh, you know, black actors that we have to date right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought off of Snowfall again. I can sit here and just talk about for hours about just how well he did in Snowfall. But even there on the bottom with the screen you have on right now, the bottom reason like the tank top, the dirty
Oh,
tank top.
yes, right here.
Yeah, so like that scene right there, it's like he did it, and that was on that's like the last episode of the last season. Um, he did an amazing job the entire season, but that just like and captured everything rolled into a ball. Like he's an amazing young
He can
talent.
pull it off.
Yeah, he's an amazing young talent, bro. And again, if anyone, if you have some time, season 4 was a little bit wonky, or season 3 was a little bit wonky, but you know, every season of Snowfall is a banger, bro. Like it's amazing. And that's the reason, and that's the reason why he got this opportunity is because of that of his acting job.
He was that guy in this movie. He did good in that movie. That was the one, Altered Carbon or something. I forgot what it's called. Yeah. So it's a movie with the dude from Anthony Mackie. He's like a cyborg or an android or something, and he's part of the military. And they bring in this young man to be like a soldier under him or a partner or
Outside
whatever.
the Wire.
No, I don't think it was. Was it The Wire? No,
he wasn't in The Wire.
Else. Yeah, it was something else. I forgot the name of the movie, but Outside the Wire. Yeah.
Oh, he wasn't.
Outside the Wire. Shit, I guess it was.
You talking about the show or?
Nah, it was a movie on Netflix. Like it was like a.
Okay, I didn't see that.
It was like a. Yeah, here it is. He's like he's like a super soldier, and they hire this kid to bring him in to kind of be like, oh, you're gonna follow this guy and make sure that, you know, you're shadowing him. And throughout all that stuff, he starts to find out that this guy's like, he has like cybernetics, or he's an android. And isn't it something where they want to make him like the next version of him or something?
I never saw this movie.
I don't know if Derpy said. I thought Derpy would have seen it.
I've never seen it. I was just looking at his.
I think if I'm not mistaken, like the idea was they're gonna have him follow. He ends up understanding the purpose of Anthony Mackie's character, and he's either retiring or Anthony Mackie's character is gonna like sacrifice himself, and then this kid is supposed to be like the next person to take over that part.
Got it.
And he did pretty good, man. I remember watching him in this movie, and I thought he did extremely well. It was around the time that they were doing like a lot of like the Powers movies or the Tom Clancy movies for Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you were getting a lot of these cool like cop military-esque movies with all the action, the fucking Chris Helmsworth movies and all that shit where they're doing a bunch of cool ass like military shit. So yeah, I think he played that pretty well, and I was impressed by him in that movie too, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I'm excited. Of course, like any way that we get T'Challa back in the MCU, I'm super excited for. So I really hope they bring him back in a very cool way or something, because I don't know how they're gonna do it yet. I don't know how they're gonna do it. But Brian, you got to see F1.
I did.
How about you give us like a little synopsis and a little preview or review on it, man?
Again, it's very simple. It's about Brad Pitt being a retired race car driver. He basically just loves racing, right? Doesn't matter what kind of racing, what genre, if you will. He just loves racing. Then you have Javier Bardem, what's his name? Javier Bardem or whatever.
The Mexican guy that comes out in A Few Last Men or what?
Yeah,
That dude's
exactly.
crazy, bro.
Yeah. So
he's a good actor.
So basically, they have a connection. They used to be old racing teammates, and he owns his own racing
track
company. Yeah,
oh,
his own racing team. It's not doing so well, so he needs some help. He's got this young kid, Damson Idris, this rookie, his first year in the league, if you will.
Oh, okay.
And he needs a veteran to come on and help him win just one F1 race.
Yeah,
if you win one F1 race, you can continue. If you don't, within like the first like 2 or 3 years, then you're kind of forced to sell your team. So he needs to win one race. So he got
Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt to come on and help win one race, and that's the synopsis of the story.
That's like the whole synopsis. I mean, it sounds
That's
simple, but it
basically it.
sounds like a
Again, it's a very simple story. And it's nothing. There's really not a lot of levels to it. But then you get just three really great actors, and they knock it out the park. Javier Bardem
yeah,
does
it's probably like a
great
small
job.
cast too, right?
Brian,
Yeah, sir.
Yeah, it's probably like a super
Derby.
small cast.
have you played the games?
F1s?
Yeah.
No. I played Gran Turismo and Need for Speed. I'm more of one of those kind of guys. I used to dabble like back in like PS3 days. I used to play like the NASCAR games, but F1 I've never played. Oh, and what's the guy Hamilton? What's the superstar F1 guy? Lewis Hamilton. He's in the movie. He's like I don't want to say like a villain, but he's kind of an adversary towards the end of the movie. So you have some really big name F1 athletes
Easter eggs kind of thing, or what?
in this movie. Yeah,
That's pretty dope. So you get a little bit of the F1 lore.
Yeah. If you guys ever saw Days of Thunder with Tom Cruise, you guys remember that movie from back in the day?
Okay.
Days of Thunder, like the NASCAR movie with Tom Cruise. It's basically that. It's basically that, just F1. That's it.
Oh, dude, that's fucking dope.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope. Well, that's good. So, but the overall, what would you give it like a rating? Like, would you recommend it for anybody that just wants to go like shoot some time off at the movies kind of thing?
I will.
Is it a good date movie?
It's a good date movie, maybe only because Brad Pitt's in it.
Oh,
and
man.
it's because if you're with your chick, you're with your lady, she's got eye candy. She's got Idris, she's got Damage Idris. She has Javier Bardem, and then she's got fucking Brad Pitt. So she'll be satisfied. And you as a guy, if you got that adrenaline junkie, type vibes, you will like it. So I honestly, when I went, I did see a lot of couples that were there. So I would recommend it. Anyone that's been asking me, I've been saying F1 is the movie to go see right now
for summer.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, fuck, we should get out there. Make sure you guys go check it out. Totally worth it. I think Brian is correct. I've heard nothing but great things about F1 also. So you guys check it out. So boys, let's get into some cool talks, right? So we go right into this superhero stuff. The Fantastic Four has they've released some, finally started releasing some very cool trailers, I guess you could say. So they're kind of catching up. Have you boys been catching up with all the trailers that have been popping off for the Fantastic Four?
Yes.
Yeah.
What are you guys thinking, man?
I have been progressively getting more and more interested.
Give me that baby.
into this movie. I mean, when it first was starting off, not so much.
Yeah.
But now with every trailer, I've been increasingly anticipating this
kind
movie.
of piquing interest, right?
Yep.
Derps, what about yourself, man?
Galactus.
Hey, they're teasing the shit out of Galactus, aren't they? For every trailer, we get like a different part of like his body, right? First it was the shadows, then it was like the big hands and the big feet that are in like offset shots in the back. Now we're getting almost like full on legs and feet shots, and then I think we got like a chest shot in the last one, right? Where you could see like something go around his arm, some mechanical shit.
I know he's not as powerful he is powerful, but he's not like as powerful in the comics, but he's the one villain that I've been actually dying to see Marvel do.
Yeah, and it's crazy to think that they're going to be doing like the full-on giant-ass baby body in the sky kind of shit, right?
Right.
I think that's crazy as fuck. It kind of confuses me, though, a little bit that, like, I wonder if, I don't want it to be like a continuity error, but if they're going to do the thing where, like, in space he's big and then he can change his avatar to be walking around the city and stuff. Because if you think about it, his both feet fit in a street, like, that's pretty big, but that's not like Galactus looking big. Like, you know what I mean? So I don't know how they're going to portray when he becomes like a smaller person. Yeah. So, yeah. So what do you guys think so far, man, of like what you guys have seen so far in the trailers?
Derby.
It's gotten me to say that I'm more interested than before.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Than I was before.
Let me ask you a question. Has it changed the fact that maybe you want to see this more than Superman?
No.
Nah, that's
No
No.
shot.
I was like, you're
No
asking
shot.
way too much from
No
Derby,
shot.
man.
I'm
This
seeing
is
Superman 3
dying
times,
on
dude.
Superman's pedestal,
It's
dude.
worth a shot.
I'm seeing
Yo,
it
I'm
3
gonna question
times.
the shit out of that loyalty in a bit, man. Because that dog fucking.
I just want you to
trailer
keep
was-
that. Yeah, I would just want you to keep that same energy later on, kid.
Yeah,
That's
we're
all-
gonna
that's all-
manage
that's
my
all-
expectations
that's
right
all I
now
wanna
on that
know.
shit.
About to
But
piss me off.
there's been some pretty interesting stuff on the trailers that I think are very, very cool, which is like one, we finally got like a speaking headshot of the I don't know what they call her name.
Silver
But she
Surfer.
finally coming in and she's
I
out
don't
there
like her.
speaking.
I don't like her voice. I'm gonna be
Yeah, I
real.
mean, there's something about it that's kind of like, all right. But like I do get this. They are trying to pull like a Norrin Rad from the other Fantastic Four film when he comes in and he's like,
You don't like her voice? Are you kidding me? You better put some fucking respect on Ruthie's name, bro.
I don't know her name. What's her name?
Her name is Julia Garner, but if anyone has ever watched Ozark, she's Ruthie on Ozark, which is Ozark is like, again, we're talking about another top 5 shows of all time in my eyes.
I just know that she wasn't she the villain in Deadpool and Logan? Am I thinking a different person?
No.
That's not the same person. Oh, my bad. I've been
No,
thinking it's
no,
that person the
no.
whole time, dude.
Again, just watch Ozark, which is arguably one of the best shows of all fucking time, and that's Ruthie.
I don't know, Brian.
So
you asked me
there's
to
gonna
watch
be-
Ironheart.
there's gonna
and I
be-
sat
listen,
through it.
Avi in the chat. Ozark is awesome. So yeah,
Ozark.
show that noise. Show that noise. Fucking
Okay.
Ozark.
Javi
Ozark.
saying different person. Okay, Javi. Like,
Ironheart is
I thought it was the
peak
same
compared to
fucking
Ozark.
lady from Deadpool, man. The Charles Xavier sister.
There's gonna be no Ruthie slander on this show.
Ironheart
At
is
all.
peak compared to
Let me
Ozark.
go ahead and change this so that way the people can see the comment section, right? Yeah, I 100% was like, that's got to be the same chick from Deadpool because it's like some skinny white girl that with short hair.
What
It's all the
chick are
same-
you talking about from
The Xavier's sister,
Oh no, that's not
Cassandra.
her.
No, Cassandra
No, no,
Xavier. I forgot his last name.
no. That's not. Who
I thought it was
that
the
is.
same. Fucking fuck. Fucking fuck.
So wait, no one here has watched Ozark at all?
Nah. I don't even know what
Ironheart
that's
is
about.
peak.
Is that about elephants or is that about water?
You know what? I don't even think I can dignify.
I know the only thing I know that's Ozark is a water thing, dude. So when you say Ozark, I think it's about water.
Okay,
What's it about?
No,
What's
Ozark?
about?
it's. I'm not
Who
even
is
gonna dignify. I'm not gonna even dignify that with the response. Just watch it, bro. It's
Well,
literally.
man,
It's literally one of the best shows that was ever created on fucking Netflix. Well, period.
But what's the synopsis or whatever?
So Jason Bateman ends up being a drug dealer, basically. He ends up being
the guy from
GTA.
the Will Smith movie. What was the one? Hancock. The guy from Hancock's like the piece of shit lawyer guy that's like trying to make him cool again.
Yeah, so basically, as Javi is it's an accountant that works for the cartel who ends up becoming a drug dealer. Him and he gets his whole family involved. Like
and he just goes
So
south real
GTA.
quick.
and it goes south really
Oh
quick.
god, dude.
Yeah.
That just sounds funny already, dude.
Yeah,
So it's
Does it have
GTA.
his like stupid comedy where he plays like this loser?
it's not comedy at all. It's some real shit. It's like what happens when you think you're on the outside, but you're fucking around with the Mexican mob, and then they pull you in, and then you hide out in the Ozark, and then you get the entire town involved in this shit and a bunch of crazy motherfuckers. Yo, it's one of the best shows ever. You guys are.
It's kind of like one of those like Breaking Bad style kind of things.
It's better than Breaking Bad, and I will die.
Whoa, that's
Yo,
crazy.
Breaking Bad is overrated. I literally just got finished.
whoa.
I literally just got finished watching Breaking Bad because I wanted to know what the hoopla was about.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
It's a good show. Don't get me wrong. It's really good. It's a good show. Don't get me wrong. But it's listed as like the best show of all time, and that's not what it is.
Well, I mean,
Ozark-
during that
Ozark-
time period,
Ozark is
I
better.
mean, it might have been
Right.
during that time period. I tell people the same thing when Heroes came out. I think Heroes was one of the best like superhero telling stories of all times. And then it's
Whoa.
like then The Boys comes out and fucking
Maybe we should
starts everybody.
Maybe we should kind of manage how we put some of these shows on the fucking pedestal because Listen,
100%. I'm not gonna lie
if,
about that.
right now, if you watch fucking Breaking Bad, that shit was ass, bro. Like, I'm giving
Yeah.
it because I'm putting
Yeah,
myself back.
Wakanda Forever is good in my opinion.
Fair enough. But if I put myself back, in, you know, when that show came out, it was probably good. But if you're going to ask me what show is better, Ozark or fucking Breaking Bad, Ozark is way better, bro. The fucking the Mexican cartel, bro, they did some wild shit.
Better Call
Exactly.
Saul is better than Breaking Bad.
Thank you, Miguel. Better Call Saul was better than Breaking Bad, and I will die on that hill, bro.
All right. I mean, that makes sense. But that's the thing. A lot of these shows, they get the coattail ride and the inspiration from the origin of all these shows. You know what I mean? Like, if you didn't have Breaking Bad, you wouldn't have a good show like Better Call Saul. Because you wouldn't have a backstory and all that other stuff. So, like, during that time frame, Breaking Bad laid out a foundation that a lot of other things came from in that, right? So, like, you know, during that time, yeah, like there was no Ozark, and now you have Ozark, which of course is like, I don't even know how many years into the future. So we have like, you know, some type of like expectations on what better shows are supposed to be and what they got to do kind of shit. You know what I mean? So that's like, it's like I said, like Heroes. Like if I compare Heroes to any Disney Plus show, a lot of people are going to be like, nah, fuck Heroes. It's stupid. You know what I mean? But like back in the day, I think Heroes was amazing.
I'm only going to say that Breaking Bad is good because of inflation, if that makes any sense.
Because
like,
of what?
Because of inflation. You know how we judge things on the axis because of inflation?
Yeah,
I'm only going to say that,
Brian.
Yeah, I'm only going to say that it's a good show because of inflation. But if you watch it for the first time right now, that show is ass.
Yeah, you probably not like it as much.
It's ass. Better Call Saul is a way better show than Breaking Bad, and so is fucking Ozark. And I will down that hill.
Now that you've seen Breaking Bad, is there any like connection to it being kind of like Ozark getting inspiration from it kind of thing? No. Would you feel like that? Or not at all?
I mean, I guess if you want to say it's got to do with drug dealing.
Was badass, dude.
Yeah, it's got to do with drug dealing.
So
that's where it stops. Like if you're gonna ask me, who would I rather watch a series from, Bryan Cranston or fucking
the other
Jason or Jason Bateman? It's gonna be Jason Bateman all day, bro.
Yeah, like, he does an amazing job. He does loser very well.
Yeah, and that's what he is. He's a loser trying to be a kingpin, basically, bro.
Yeah, because even if you look at it, Jason Bateman played the same character in fucking Hancock. You know what I mean? Like he was like, oh, I'm gonna make this superhero better because I work as a PR guy. Like I'm gonna totally fucking fix it. And he's just like the shittiest, like sleazy fucking accountant or whatever he is in that show too. He always plays the same guy.
You get on me all the time about not watching certain shows, bro, and I'm gonna just challenge you, man. Watch fucking if you're not gonna watch Snowfall, which again I will suggest that everyone watch Snowfall, but if you're not gonna watch Snowfall, at least watch fucking Ozark. Ozark is after the first episode, you're hooked.
Yo, I stayed awake for
Breaking Bad.
You did it. You did it.
I made it, dude.
Oh,
I passed the slalom, bro. I made it over. I stayed awake for Rogue One.
And
I made it.
You did it. Let's go.
Yeah, it was good, man. It was good. I kind of got into it because I was just missing gaps between like I said, the Donnie Yen part, the part when she runs into her dad and the dad finally gets murked or whatever, and then her going after the Empire and meeting what's that fucking dude with the lazy eye? And then his fucking planning is just I was missing all that part, and then I saw it and I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like I get it now. Like I get it. But again, like I don't find, I think the love story and all that shit where the interest between the dude from Andor and the girl when they kind of like come together at the end, like it was super touching, man. I was like, man, dude, what a fucking like. They made a cool 30 minutes in the middle of it.
Yeah, the last 30 minutes. First of the whole movie is a banger, but the last 30 minutes,
it was pretty solid.
The last 30 minutes of that movie puts it in like top tier Star Wars.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, you can quote me on this and shit. I think that was a lot of a better movie than Solo was.
That's not saying it. And I like Solo, by the way.
Yeah, I dug Solo, but I didn't feel like the gravitas was important in the Solo movie. Like I didn't need it. Again, like I think I've said this before, the only thing that I ever got out of that was that the ship, the Millennium Falcon has like an AI in it that makes everybody a good pilot. It's not them having the Force, it's this fucking bitch robot in it. That I'm just like, oh, okay, well that's even better, I guess. It's very Space Ballsy of them. But
Yeah.
I feel like, you know, I talked shit about it before, but like, I don't know, it kind of like, you know, I like that there was like a romance and there was a lot of passion in the Rogue One team. Like beforehand, I was kind of like, oh well, they just need to get the fucking code and fucking take it, and then boom, they die, and it's like, oh well,
It's not that easy.
soldiers.
Yeah, it
And I was like,
wasn't.
oh fuck, no, it's not that easy. It's like there's love, there's kind of like this, like, damn, dude, I wish these guys would have survived because they could like have their life together, kind of shit. They both had it pretty rough,
And
then
they made
finally
it
find
so
something.
important to the canon. That's the whole point. Like they made it so important to
They
the
made it work.
canon.
Yeah, they made it
Yeah,
work,
bro.
They made it
Like
work.
that
Like,
that movie is so essential to the canon, and the great part about it is I saw it in the movies. Like you didn't know that going into it. You didn't
yeah,
realize.
yeah,
You just,
yeah.
you
I
just
can,
thought-
I can see that. I can see that.
yeah,
I
you
would
just
love the
thought-
writers. Sorry.
No, good. I was gonna say really quick. You went into that movie thinking that you were just gonna watch some story, some fairy tale story about Star
Yeah,
Wars.
that it was gonna be some filler shit.
But then you realize just how important
Yeah.
they made that movie. It's so important to the lore, and I appreciated that.
Yeah, I agree. And then not only that, like it really sets up for like the Andor storytelling. That's why I was kind of like, you know,
Well, it's done by
I've
the
heard
same
a lot
writer.
of people talk about Andor season 2 being like a holy shit moment in Star Wars.
Yeah,
It's done
And
by the same writer.
yeah,
yeah, it's the same dude, right?
yep.
Yeah.
And that's the thing,
That's-
like,
That's the thing. Like, I wish he was the writer for. They would do Old Republic, and I wish he would do it.
well, I mean, yeah, fuck. I mean, we may get some crazy shit coming up soon with Kathleen Kennedy retiring and this other dude fucking taking over. But like, I don't know, man. He's kind of like, I don't know, done stuff for the other side of the Star Wars people that aren't doing good things for it. So, you know, I hope that he starts pulling his weight when he gets up there and doing the right thing for Star Wars, because as you can tell, with the release of Andor 2 and the way it came out and people praising it, the creative idea to make Star Wars good is still there. It's like they choose to make it bad. It's like they choose to make it shitty. So, like, you know,
I don't know about that. I just think that
I
they
mean,
take a lot of liberties with the people and the creatives that do it. When it comes to Andor, you have a template. Like we all know how this plays out.
yeah, but they could have gone like a million other directions, dude.
they
Andor
went the
season
right
1
one.
was boring,
But
dude.
they went the right one. When it comes to the original IPs, like what's the one with the witches and all that shit?
Rebels?
Not Rebels. The new show that just came out.
Clone Wars.
No, but anyway, when you have these original
Acolyte.
IPs,
Acolyte.
Acolyte, exactly, Acolyte. Yeah, when you have IPs like that, there's just no telling where you're gonna go. At least when you have Andor, you know where to go. You know how this plays out. Like you know,
Yeah,
you have a
but-
template. You have a template on how this plays out.
But with the whole thing that a lot of people are liking they did on Andor is they do this big old like political scandal that's like 3 stories lob into one, and at the very end it causes like, I guess, the idea of what they call an insurrection, and then it
Okay.
forces people to rely on the government, the empire, to come in and take over law and push enforcing weight, and they do it in such a like a Shakespearean gladiator way. And then one guy who's in the story at the time sees that it was a setup for the empire to take over this like imperialistic nature of like fascism, and then this guy's like, how could you? And he's like grabbing dudes like, I did not sign up for this. Yeah, it's
But you
Like-
kind of make my point for me is because again, you have a template, like you have something to build off of. You have the movie Rogue One to build off of. You know what I'm saying? So like you have that to build off. So that may make things a little bit easier for a writer or a creator. When you're just making some shit. Yeah, but no, absolutely, you knocked out the part. But when you have something that you have any direction that you can go in, that's where the creators may kind of falter and make missteps, especially when it comes to this crazy ass fucking fan base that they have over here. Rogue One is I don't want to say herald, but it's kind of known that it's a good IP. It's a good story. It's it falls within the lore and everyone accepts it. So that's a good starting point to work with. When you have somebody that doesn't have that start, like that head start, it gets a little bit weird.
Yeah, but it's like, I mean, what IPs that are there haven't had that template to begin with? I mean, you look at it, the Acolyte itself, maybe.
No, it didn't.
Like, that's and then it just the idea.
Any Star Wars show that's not Andor is a bust. Every last one of them, because they're all original. They're all original IPs. Every last one of them. Right?
No, you have Ahsoka. That's not an original IP. That's Rebels.
And that still was kind of iffy. Not a lot of people watched that show.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't great, but it had a huge template. Had seasons of templates on how to write Ahsoka as a character. And they still kind of, they botched it, right? They bought a little bit. I'm not going to say they botched all of it. People did like the show. Some people, rallied behind it. A lot of people who were fans of, like we said, the original Rebels IP with, the writing of Ahsoka, like a lot of people are upset because the writing in the animated series for kids was written.
I'm not saying you can't fuck it. I'm not saying you can't fuck it up. I'm just saying it makes it. I'm just saying it makes it a little bit easier.
When you have
that established, exactly. You can still fuck it up if you want, but if you have that established, 100%. If you have that established, it makes it a little bit easier for a creator.
Yeah, but like Andor, it's like we talked about before, like coming off of Rogue One, like there wasn't really anything except for like you knew the Titanic was supposed to sink. But let me tell you this story about how those fucking 4 dudes are playing their cellos at the end, and you're gonna be like, "Fuck!" You know, what I mean? You care about that shit. You know what I mean? Like, and then they educated us with an idea that we already knew of, and then they just sprinkled some great story lore telling or whatnot, some mythos to it, right?
That's why Andor worked.
Yeah,
because they had a foundation. They had a foundation. They had a base, and they just sprinkled whatever little bit of ideas that and it works.
And like I said, I finally had the opportunity to go and watch Rogue One through and through. I sat through it all. I thought it was great. I mean, is it one of my top favorites? No, but
where do you put it?
I will argue that I'd instantly put it above any of the trilogies, dude.
Okay, so what, top 15, top 10, top 5?
There's not 15. I mean, there's a couple
of
11
films. There's only 11 films.
I just mean like in general of all IP on all stories.
Like just in general of it, right? Yeah. No, like I would say like Rogue One is probably like
6,
like top 6, 7, like around that area. I thought it was solid. It's not going to be the original
trilogy. Top 6. I need you to have a little bit more enthusiasm about that.
Well, hey, Brian, you got to give me a chance. I mean, I totally slept through this, and you guys were like, "Yo, watch it," and here I am saying that it's at least a 6. Like,
I guess
I did.
That's where
have
I have
a good time with the team and the sacrifice. I did enjoy the passive love story that they had. I did like the way the rebellion outcome came. Like, I liked all that shit. Like, I thought it came out pretty good. I thought it did all right.
What love story? Because like it's not really inferred that is a love story.
Yeah.
No, it's really the Andor dude and the chick, like how they kind of like embrace at the end, kind of shit.
Nigga, I'm sorry.
You were about, bro.
I got one.
I'm with you, Brian. I'm with you.
Like, what are you talking about? Like, they hugged each other because they knew it was suicide.
Well, I mean, it's not suicide mission. You can tell that there's some type of like, I don't know, like when you're watching the film and you see them engaging each other and they're there, like they understand. Like,
I don't think understood. No, they understood. They just basically saved everybody.
Like the passion, right? Yeah. The passion, and then like
everybody, and they risked their lives for that, bro. That was what that connection was.
Like the
Chris,
guy.
Have you been watching soap operas lately?
No, I do feel like the guy character was slowly like falling for her in a way. Like maybe there was something about it, but I feel like there were moments where, like, I don't know, maybe it's just a Spanish love shit, like where like. He's just looking at people's eyes deeply or whatever the fuck. Like
maybe.
I don't know. There was just something about it, which I didn't feel like was a bad idea either.
You know what? I guess one of the reasons why I love that movie is because it wasn't a love story. Like there wasn't that.
It didn't push on any of that.
There wasn't that typical love story, bro. It was just a bunch of badasses that had an objective and they got that shit done, bro. Like that is so badass, and that was such a misdirect, and I love that shit.
Yeah, 100%.
What were you saying, Derby?
I am one with the Force, and the Force is with me.
There you go.
Yeah. I mean, I like those characters too. I like that the sacrifice and all that stuff. Like, it was good. It was pretty solid. It gave me a lot more than I thought it was. I mean, originally, like I said, I was having difficulty watching it. I don't know what it was, but
You just thought everybody was wrong about it. You just thought everybody was just blowing smoke up your ass about how good that movie was.
No, I didn't think people were wrong because it's Star Wars. I know people love Star Wars, and I know like right now we're in a dichotomy where like you can like something and you're gonna have half of the world hate it, and then you can hate something and half of the other world likes it. You know what I mean?
People walked out of that movie crying, bro. That you can't like.
Yeah, that is true.
That's a like you can't fake that, bro.
When I first saw that.
And of course, like I mean, we fanboy. Hey, what's up, Vince? Man, good to see you, buddy.
Vince, we're gonna talk about that.
We get to fanboy a little bit at the Darth Vader scene, of course. Like it was cool seeing that whole entire scene from a different perspective.
That was the icing.
Like, that was super cool to see.
That was the
icing
on the cake.
And then not only that, during that time period in Star Wars, we had not seen a recreation or a comeback of a Darth Vader in now times. So that was like the first time we as fans got to re-see a part of Darth Vader, being menacing as it was for like our parents growing up watching him do that shit. And I thought they nailed the fuck out of it in the nowadays times.
I think I can speak for everyone that watched that movie. We understood towards the end what the objective was and what we were watching, but we didn't realize just how close we were to
that fucking happening on the moment
to a New Hope, as when we saw Darth Vader right there.
Yeah, like, we were like, holy shit! Like all of this was like right on the spot. Like, it wasn't like months of them getting the code. This was like they got the code. Leia gets arrested. The fucking code and all the plan is there for the fucking Death Star. Like it was all like days within each other. Yeah, like it really put into perspective.
That movie was awesome.
Wait, Brian.
Yo.
Didn't Carrie Fisher die before that movie started?
So that was the first time that they used CGI. Yeah, they used de-aging and CGI to make somebody, because that was totally CGI, and that's the reason again why it was such an fuck moment, because like she was gone, right? So like we didn't realize that was even a possibility. So now not only are we getting a Darth Vader hallway scene, blacked out hallway scene where he's just being a fucking menace, then we see the codes actually being handed to Princess Leia, and that was like the pop where that was the pop moment. So yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, you were like, oh fuck,
Vader, because Kylo Ren's a bitch.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. I mean, I would pick Vader, but I think if I gave Kylo Ren the ambition, it would be a good fight.
Well, I was gonna say Kylo Ren just be pulling lightsabers out of the back of his forehead or whatever, like this motherfucker. Like he just pulled fucking random weapons out of nothing. So, like, would it technically be? Well, I don't know. Wasn't it? What was the shit that they were talking about with Kylo and what's her face? Not Leia, but Rey, where they were like fissures in the Force too, weren't they? Wasn't it something like that at the end? Remember, he was like, "I've created you." Remember, and he's telling them like, so he was saying that there was something like bigger than just like regular power users or fucking.
Yeah, that's true, Elizabeth. They did do that.
Yeah, but wasn't Tarkin after Rogue One though? Tarkin was after Rogue One, I think. Or I could be mistaken. I thought Tarkin was after Rogue One. You are true. Right. I thought it was after Rogue One. I think Rogue One was the first time that we actually got like some degen recreation CGI totally of a character.
Mm-hmm.
I think the second time was Luke.
That might have been the second time.
Prior to Leia.
Yeah,
I remember. I know that they
and honestly, Vince, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Vader, listen, I love Anakin, but he's got robotic limbs because he took a L. So I'm just saying, bro.
Yeah, and if you go back and you watch all the fucking like you go through all the comic books and lore of Darth Vader, he is a motherfucker of motherfuckers, man.
He is.
He was fucking up. There was one time where he finds out that there's this like Jedi master that no one can beat, and literally Darth Vader was like, "Yo, I'm pulling up. What's your addy?" And he just pulls up on the dude, and the guy beats the fuck out of him.
He's with the shits. He's with the shits. He was even with the shits when he lost his fucking arms. I'm just saying that he loses. I'm just saying. So it's not a cut and dry, Vader. Listen, I would pick Anakin, but I don't think it's as cut and dry as you think it is when it comes to
Nah,
Kylo
yeah, I
Ren.
think Anakin and Darth Vader are still one and the same dude. That's
Right.
the fucking Century and Bob, I guess.
I guess.
Yeah. So, but yeah,
We
straight
are
up,
we are so far off of the topic, by the way.
Topic.
it's okay. It's Fantastic Four, dude. No, it's the same shit. There's dads, there's moms, there's dark side, there's everything in the Fantastic Four.
babies.
There's babies. Yo, so like, okay, going back. All right, I just want to let you guys know, you guys should be proud of me. I saw the fucking Rogue One movie. Okay, so
Congratulations.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
fuck
Now you have to see
fuck you.
Arcane.
Thank us. Thank us. 'Cause
yeah,
we
no.
told you to-
I thank you guys. I thank you guys for
Yeah.
getting me to go back and watch. I got to do my due diligence. Now, Brian has to see Arcane though.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
I did. Okay.
You have to
You
see
did make a
Arcane
deal.
season 1 and 2.
Deal
You
is
got
deal.
it.
A bit is a bit. I will.
Yeah,
I will.
and I think you're gonna dig it. I really do. But going back, Fantastic Four. We've recently got some trailers. They're showing off Franklin Richards already. So we understand the kid is in the fucking film. Did you see the seasons? Which seasons?
Yeah, what show?
Yeah, you asked that earlier, but I don't know if you were asking about
Andor or
seasons. I haven't seen the Andor seasons. Only season 1. But like I said, I stopped when the dude was having mommy issues. So like I got real fucking dumb with that shit. I was like, there was that whole episode of him blue milking it and hanging out with his mom at the dinner table, and I was like, bro, this is too real, bro. I can't watch this shit. Like talking about losing his job and having to talk to his mom, and his mom's all fucking bitching at him. I was like, this is way too real, dude. I don't need this in my life right now. But I heard the second season's good. I'm gonna hopefully watch it by next week. But yes, we got confirmation in the trailer that Franklin Richards is in it, and he's not a fucking newborn baby. He looks like he's already like, this dude's already a little bit up. You know what I mean? Like maybe 1, maybe 2. So we got like time skips. It looks like. Other stuff was, did you guys hear that they cut the Red Russians part already? What's this guy's name? What was his name?
David Harbour?
John something. Cusack or no? What's the fucking guy's name that was in it?
Said the
crazy old guy. What's
you're talking about
John Malkovich.
John Malkovich. Yes.
Yeah, they apparently cut his whole fucking rollout.
Okay.
He was supposed to be a character known as the Red Russian, who is a character.
I thought it was the mole. Wasn't it supposed to be like the mole?
There is the mole man, but the mole man's that dude from Cobra Kai, the short fat dude that drives the crazy car and acts like he beats up kids and shit.
Okay.
Yeah, the comedian, the chubby comedian. What's up, John? Good to see you, my boy. That guy from Cobra Kai is in it. He plays the mole man. And John Malkovich was in it. He was supposed to play another villain, like a, Saturday morning Incredibles cartoon kind of like villain, But apparently he was like trying to recreate the thing that happened, the power set for the Fantastic Four. He was trying to recreate it for himself so he can get powers in the trailer. But apparently the way this story is supposed to go is that when Galactus pops in and they're supposed to save humanity, like, even the villains are like, oh, this is too much. We need to save people. So like the mole man lets him come into the bottom of the earth. And that's when we see in the trailer, like that they're underground in like a subway. Like, I don't know if you see the people are like reacting to the sounds and shit. Apparently like,
yeah.
Like the mole man brings them down into like the subterranean levels to protect people. Like, because it's just too much. It's like, what do you do as a human, as a species when something else is coming to destroy your entire existence? You rally together. Even the villains are gonna come and do some shit, right? But there's something crazy about the trailer too that I noticed in this last one. But how is it that Ben Grimm gets a beard? Like, I understand.
I don't know, but I'm here for it. I don't know.
It's weird, right?
No, it's not weird. I think it's fucking awesome.
Why? Tell me. How does he get it? Because that takes a takes.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming. All right, so. The first thing that it's telling me is that there's time jumps here. There is a time jump, and there is the original Fantastic Four, and then there's the older version. Like that's confirmed at that point. However, he gets the beard. I don't fucking know, but I think it's cool, to be honest with you. Like,
yeah,
I
he
don't
looks
look
good.
at it.
I mean, it's in the comic books too. So.
I don't look at it as a negative, but it's, again, they're showing things now. Again, this as opposed to the Superman trailers. Like, they're showing me everything they need to get me excited about this movie. So just me personally, I can't speak for anybody else, but
Yeah.
like they're showing me enough to pique my interest, and that's all I ask for in trailers. So I thought it would look cool. I think it has me engaged as to see what the time frame
What's
is
going on?
through this whole movie. I can't tell you how he got his fucking. I don't know, but I know that it looks fucking cool, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that looks. And kind of to piggyback off of that, Javi says, I don't like the way the Human Torch is looking like in the trailers. And I'm gonna disagree with you. I think one of the best things that have looked in all of the trailers is the Human Torch, bro. I think Johnny looks fucking awesome in the trailers.
I understand what he means. It's probably just like the CG or the effect that they're using to do his power set.
Okay.
But I'm gonna tell you, like, from what I had heard, is that they were gonna change the whole like approach on how they do Johnny's character.
So that's what I'm saying.
And I was kind of like, ooh, wait, well, hold on. But I was actually not as upset about it because you had the scene where they were like, and the Human Torch, and he like flies by some shit and he's like, what's up, ladies, or whatever. And I was like, oh, okay, well, he's still gonna be like that dude. You know what I mean? Because that was the whole thing. Is
that was everybody jumping to conclusions just off of a quote or just from a statement. And what Javi is talking about, he's basically speaking specifically towards the one scene where it is the thing where he's got the beard and Johnny is on his back and you can actually see Johnny's face. It's just that one scene. I think that that is just that one scene where they're trying to make it seem. I don't know what that is, but speaking to Javi,
I think it's because he's using like a certain speed to thrust Ben Grimm at Galactus. Because at the end you see Ben like coil up, which means he's gonna turn into like a boulder and hit Galactus like in the chest or in the face or whatever.
Yeah,
and I think it's because of the fact that Johnny can burn hotter than normal in this, and I think it hurts Ben. Like I think it can melt his.
I don't know about that.
He doesn't do it at him.
I just know that in that scene that Javi is talking about, that is when Ben Grimm has the longer beard. So obviously it's in the future of them having their powers. So it's very easily explained that Johnny has been living with these powers for years.
Yeah,
and he can manipulate it to a point where if he wants to show his face, he can as the Human Torch. I took that as that, but good question, Javi, though.
Yeah, because it is a good question. I didn't even realize that watching it through thinking about it. Like it's like, oh yeah, why did he turn his shit off? Like there's not an audience watching him, and Ben Grimm can't really see him from behind, so he can stay lit up. The only thing I would think is that maybe if he's traveling too fast and he's burning too hot, like he can actually hurt Ben Grimm.
Yeah.
Or like melt his skin or melt a rock or whatever. You know what I mean? Like he's got to be doing some shit, right?
So, but let me ask you guys a question. This final trailer, I mean, you guys are saying it's a final trailer. I don't know if it necessarily is because we still have a long time before this movie comes out. Has this movie raised your anticipation for this movie? I know Derpy, you said yes, but Chris, how about you? Has this trailer made you want to see this movie any more than you originally already did?
I'm gonna have to push against it. It really hasn't.
Okay.
Yeah, and the reason why is I just don't feel any gravitas towards needing the Fantastic Four or not needing them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's just something about it that I just feel like, I don't know, like, even in some of the stuff that I heard people come out and be like, oh, Dr. Doom's going to come out and steal the baby. And I'm like, all right, like, well, who the fuck cares? Like, we don't even know what this baby's supposed to be doing. Like,
it's what the fuck?
Yeah,
Chris, you are entitled to your opinion, and I respect it, but you were fucking insane. You're telling me that a scene of Dr. fucking Doom stealing fucking baby Richards is not awesome to you?
Yeah, I know what that means. Like, I do.
The fuck?
But like, one, this movie's not gonna explain to you if they even know who Dr. Doom is. Like, I'm gonna be disappointed because Dr. Doom is not in the Fantastic Four movie. And that's who he is a villain of. He isn't a villain of the entire Marvel universe. He's a villain of theirs first.
He's got his own movie. Why does he need to be in the Fantastic Four movie? He literally has a movie called Doom.
Well, no, yeah, that's going to be Doomsday or whatever. But, like, that's them explaining to us how they're going to explain the Robert Downey Jr. and
so then why do you need that explanation in this movie then?
I don't. But the thing is everybody like again, how and why do we know that Doctor Doom is the villain of the Fantastic Four? Like, how is
Uh,
it that we know that Doctor Doom is such a great villain if not for
that's
the
not the
publication in the Fantastic Four universe?
that's not the objective. He's going to be the villain of everybody. He's not the villain of the Fantastic Four in this universe in the
I know
the
that.
MCU. He's the villain of everyone. He's not the villain of the Fantastic Four. He's going to be
Yeah, but-
introduced in the Fantastic Four, but
Yeah,
he's not
but
the
the thing
Fantastic Four
is
villain.
everybody knows Doom from the Fantastic Four villain Rogue.
Okay.
We understand it because we know the material again, but like Doctor Doom being a villain, like the last time we saw him, people that don't read comics, mind you,
Exactly.
last time they saw him, he got dropped in like some metal casket in the water because he wanted to take the Silver Surfer's power because he doesn't like Reed Richards because he's banging the girl he liked.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, that's it. If you don't read
Okay.
comic books, you don't know what the fuck Doomsday is, and you don't know what Secret Wars is.
Okay.
Like, you don't even know why this is leading up to itself.
Okay.
And we don't know why either, because there's no Beyonder, there's no nothing, there's no
But
setup
that's-
for this.
But again, that's the reason why he has a whole movie dedicated to him. He is going to be a very influential and big part of the MCU going forward. So I get your reservation, and I understand as a comic book fan, like myself, how important he is to the Fantastic Four. But this movie is about the Fantastic Four and establishing them as characters.
Welcome back, David. David was
Doom's
out there at Pokey
Doctor Doom is going to get. Do you know how much money they're paying fucking Robert Downey to play Doctor Doom, bro?
Apparently, they paid him $1 million to do the video of him
If
being
you're
like,
sitting
"Yo, Riri
here,
Williams
if
is
you're
cool."
sitting here telling me that you're worried about them flushing out Doctor Doom, you're fucking insane. They're paying this guy millions upon millions. They are going to flush. You're gonna get so much Doctor Doom.
Yeah, we
you don't
better
know what
get
the fuck
so
to do
much
with it.
Doctor Doom and
Like,
Tony
what are you
Stark,
talking
we're gonna be
about? Like, we're
sick
gonna
with
get
it, man.
we're gonna get a lot of Doctor Doom, Chris. Like, just
So we're gonna get a
hold
lot of
on.
Robert Downey Jr. putting on new masks. That's what the fuck
Fair.
we're gonna get.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
we're not getting Doctor Doom. We're just getting Robert Downey Jr. getting paid doing jumping shit. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
You
Like,
sitting here telling me you're concerned about how much Doom we're gonna get in Fantastic Four sounds insane to me, bro. We're gonna get too much Doctor Doom actually. before this
Doom's
is
not
all
gonna
said
be
and
in
done.
Fantastic Four.
Okay, so what?
Okay. Let me ask you that. I know you're saying like, oh, well, we're gonna get a whole Doom movie itself,
Yeah,
but again, establishing Doctor Doom as his origin story to refresh everybody on who the Fantastic Four is
mhm.
with Doom, and the purpose is the reason why we have Doom in the first place.
But why do you need to do that in a Fantastic Four movie though?
Because that's where he comes from. That would be like if you were doing a I don't know, fucking
So fair enough.
like if you did a Batman movie and a Wonder Woman film, you're gonna be like, the fuck is this about?
In a post-credit scene leading into an entire 2 Marvel Avengers movie circling around Doom is not enough for you?
But let me ask you this: like, because this is what I've thought about. Would it make you feel warm and toasty, and confident that the film is going to do right by what it's supposed to do if at the end Doom comes in, grabs the baby or whatever the fuck they're supposed to do, right?
Mhm.
And Sue Storm says, "Victor," and then he disappears. Like, would that make you feel better?
Well, number one, I think that's what we're gonna get. But I mean, that's a question you need to ask yourself. Because for me, I'm not looking for Doom in this movie. Because this is a Fantastic Four movie. I realize that we're gonna get a lot of Doom. I don't think there's gonna be anything short of anything being fleshed out from that character. You have Robert Downey Jr., who is heralded as the best thing that the MCU has, and there's gonna be 2 Avengers movie surrounding this character. So if that wasn't the case, then yeah, maybe I would like Doom to show up in the Fantastic Four movie. But being that the horizon is going to be surrounded of just that character, no, let Pedro and the rest of Fantastic Four get their shit off. Let them get their
Let him
shit
fuck off. Like, fuck him
Yeah.
off, dude.
No, just let them flesh out their own characters so that we are invested in them moving forward. Like, they're gonna be integral in Doomsday and everything moving forward. So let's get that out of the way, and then we can just settle into our Robert Downey Jr. fucking Iron Man Doomsday shit, like Doctor Doom shit.
So Vince says, Ultimate Alliance video game, Doctor Doom was the villain for all heroes, and we needed some of that Doom in RDJ.
Fair.
He's talking about from the video game. And then Elizabeth says, wait, even if people don't read the comics, Doom was in some of the different animated series too. I could see casuals knowing who he is without it being an issue.
Yeah,
and you don't even need to read the comic books.
Great
but the
point.
thing is
that combats what you're saying. That combats what
wasn't-
you're saying. That combats what you're saying. He's not a Fantastic Four villain.
Yeah,
Like,
if it wasn't
even-
for the Fantastic Four, he would not. You still wouldn't care for him to be a villain. You wouldn't
Bro,
even care about the character.
that's not
He would
true.
be like the
That's
Wrecking
not
Crew.
true.
Yeah, it'd
That's
be like
not
the
true.
Wrecking Crew. Look,
That's
I'll
not true.
even challenge you with this, Brian.
That's not true.
Secret Wars. Why does Secret Wars unfold the way it is with Doom having Sue, Valeria, Franklin by his side?
It's
And
not
why
because
is it that there is no Reed Richards throughout the entire multiverse of Secret Wars? Let me ask you that.
That's bullshit. Because it's all right. I'm gonna answer. It's not because he's a Fantastic Four villain. It's because he's a fucking villain of everyone in the fucking Marvel universe. He's not. Listen, I get what you're saying. He is introduced as a Fantastic Four villain, but when it comes to Secret Wars, he is a villain of every. He's not a
No,
Fantastic.
but you have to remember, he is the antithesis to Reed Richards.
No,
He's
I
the
get that.
opposite of Reed Richards is supposed to be. His entire shtick in Secret Wars is because of Reed Richards.
I
He
get
didn't
that.
do it. Yeah, he doesn't have Reed Richards' wife and 2 kids and deletes all of the Reed Richards in the multiverses because he's a villain of everybody. He did that because he hates the fuck out of Reed Richards.
And I think that's where it gets a little bit convoluted because yes, you are right. I can't argue with that. And he is a very big part of the Fantastic Four. I can't argue with that. But Doom in the comics is such a villain. He is a villain of everyone, bro. He doesn't give a fuck about who you are, where you're from. It just so happens that yes, he might have originated and may have a deep history with the Fantastic Four, but he doesn't give a fuck about that. Like he's a fucking asshole to everyone, bro.
100%.
So like
That's
yeah,
why
so,
it's
like-
like we don't occupy his area, or what is it? We only occupy Doom's world.
Yeah.
Like that's just what it is. He believes he's supposed to be like the king of everything.
fair enough.
But
So
even the ending of Secret Wars, mind you, the beginning and end, because Bendis wrote it as the true antithesis end to the Fantastic Four being the first family and being the only people that could carry on the next universe, the Fantastic Four. That it was them and their genius and their family and their story that was the base of what the Marvel universe truly is.
So okay, fair enough. Because I'm tired of going in circles around this with you. But so you're saying that because of this, because of how he's portrayed in the comics, and because that he is such a opponent of the Fantastic Four, you want them to take away from the Fantastic Four origin story and include Doom. That's what you're looking for. And because of that, and because you're not getting that, that doesn't have you looking forward to this movie. Is basically what you're saying to me.
Well, I think there needs to be, because the understanding, that's why we all made such a big stink of Robert Downey Jr. coming back as Doom, because even right now we're talking like they're 2 independent characters and they're not. Like the idea is like, okay, that's why there's so many people freaking out and, oh, well, this is why it's going to work because there's this. And again, people have to reference the comic books to explain what they're doing in the films, even though the films don't follow the comic books. That doesn't make any sense, because every time I try to reference a comic book, everyone tells me don't do that. But then everybody's explaining.
You're doing it now.
But that's the thing. Everybody's explaining to me that the reason why Robert Downey Jr.'s Tony Stark is a Doom is because of the comics. And that's what they're trying to do to me. And it's like, well, how are you going to tell me I'm wrong? And then you're going to prove to me I'm wrong using the same method of me telling you I'm right. Like, you see what I'm talking about? Like,
no.
Okay, look, watch. If they do not give us any explanation of how this Reed Richards knows this Dr. Doom, like how does this Dr. Doom know to come and steal this kid if he doesn't know the family at all? And the Doom
because Chris, I'm confused as to where we're missing each other. It's because we're getting a whole
multiverse.
We're getting a whole movie explaining Doom and where he's coming from. We're getting that. I just need what I need you to do is just to it's coming. the answers that you're looking for, it doesn't need
Oh,
to
yeah,
be explained
They,
in
they have
this
to explain it.
movie.
They have to-
We're
They have
we're
to explain
getting that. We have a whole movie called Doomsday. Like it's surrounded around the character that you're saying that you want in a Fantastic Four movie, which is it blows my mind that the only reason why you're not looking forward to this movie is because you want more Doom in it when you know a whole movie about Doom is coming, which can explain
It's
all
not
that.
that I want again, I think it's just that it's being misconstrued. Like I don't want more Doom. I don't need more Doom in this film. What I need for Marvel to make sure, and again, I don't work for them. They don't work for me.
Yeah,
And again, I don't think they've been hitting the fucking mark, ever since Endgame
fair,
with all the decisions they've been making. So
fair point.
again, I wasn't a fan of Robert Downey Jr. being Doom. I thought they should have recasted or brought in someone more important because Doom himself deserves to be his own important character, not a remake of using someone else's template because he's successful. Like I don't give a shit
Fair.
about that.
Yes.
But the idea is like Doctor Doom plays such a pivotal role because of his relationship with the Fantastic Four. Like
Okay.
we're getting the Fantastic Four super late in the game, and all we're
Mhm.
going to get information on them is that they're in another universe, they met Galactus, and they have a baby. Like that's it. And all I'm saying is like, okay, like, but
And
what
that's
is
not
it-
enough for you. Not
Yeah,
only
no,
are we
I
getting
mean,
the introduction to the
we're not basing
Fantastic
it on
Four, but we
anything.
get
Again, but we're not basing it on anything. We're just basing it on what we casually know about the Fantastic Four.
okay.
But we know that when the Fantastic Four was established, they were established with Victor Von Doom, who was a person in their team practically when they first started.
Yeah.
Like all I'm saying is like, I get it. It will probably get some correlation to who they are or what they're doing with Doomsday in Doomsday's story, but they're going to have to explain why it's Robert Downey Jr.'s Tony Stark overall, because they got to sell that to us before
And
the here's Reed and here's Victor Von Doom knowing each other.
that's not what's going to happen. Vince, you're 1000% correct. I think that the most we're going to get is a mid or post credit scene with Doom.
100%.
And I think, Chris, you're asking a lot. This is a Fantastic Four movie. I think they need to be established as their own characters away from Doom. Again, I don't know we were missing each other on this, but like we're gonna get a lot of Doom. Like all your questions, and everything, they will be answered. And I don't need it to be answered all in one in a Fantastic Four movie, bro. Like
Yeah,
we're
no.
gonna-
I don't need it to be answered all in one. That's
we're
not what I'm saying.
gonna get answers to everything you need, bro. Everything.
Yeah, I would. Well, I mean, Jeremy. I think Jeremy hits around the button. He's gonna be the Doom that travels a multiverse. He knows kind of what to expect. He knows that he's supposed to have a relationship with the Fantastic Four. Like,
Yeah.
but it just so happens we found a universe where there wasn't a Doom there or whatnot.
Derpy,
Chris,
what are your thoughts about all this?
Yeah, Zerpy. I'm sorry. We kind of
We just went at it for a
on a
second.
tangent.
I think it's way too much for the modern viewer.
What's
Yeah, dude.
what's way too much?
100% what it
No,
is.
I need him to elaborate. What's way too much?
I know exactly what it
Just
means. Everything.
everything.
Yeah.
I
I
need
think
you to say more words. Like, what does that mean?
Just the comic side of it,
Yeah.
the nerdy stuff.
Okay, so maybe because you're a man of few words, you're saying that you think it's too much
Corbin
for them
Dallas.
to fit the comics into the movies at the point they are. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying that it's for the
For
general
the everyday
consumer.
watcher, it's going to be hard
Just
to
look-
understand.
Hold on, Chris.
Yes.
Let's
Yeah,
talk.
that's what I was saying. It's going to be hard for them to understand what's going on.
I
The
agree.
comic book readers.
No, he's
No.
saying for the everyday watcher, this story is going to be fucking wild, dude.
And that's the reason why you don't involve Doom in a Fantastic Four movie. Because you establish the Fantastic Four as an entity, and then you move on to Doom. You don't want to do too much in one movie. Now, everybody that's not is just a casual fan is just seeing like, well, why the fuck is Robert Downey Jr. in a Fantastic? First of all, why is Iron Man? Because they're not gonna. Why
Yeah,
is Iron
they're-
Man?
They're going to
Yeah.
fuck balls off. Dude.
Why
It's
is
gonna be
why
nuts.
is Iron Man dressed as Doom in a
Doom.
Fantastic
He's
Four
wearing
movie?
a mask?
Yeah,
I mean, we don't even know
like-
if he's going to take his mask off anytime soon.
No, bro, leave it. Don't overdo it. Leave it as a Fantastic Four movie. Establish them We're gonna move into the doomsday shit, bro. Like, don't get too crazy, man. That's all I'm saying. I think they're about to nail this shit, and I'm skeptical because they're trying to cram in a lot of shit that they're trying to recapture what they caught. They're trying to capture lightning in the bottle twice. Basically, was what they're trying to do right now, and I think it's impossible. But I think that the way that they're going about it is the best way they can go about it. If I'm being honest with you, like,
Yeah, that's crazy. Because I remember when I remember when you used to say the Russo brothers ain't got shit on this dude. Like you were like, they got keys to the ass, and there's a lot of fucking keys now.
I said that the only thing that the Russos are good for, and again, this is controversial. The only thing the Russos are good for is an MCU movie. That's it. And that's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying. They're trying to capture lightning in a bottle twice. And we're witnessing that in real time. They took 10 years to capture lightning in a bottle once at Endgame. They went about this way, like, totally wrong. Yeah. And they're still trying to get the same result, which I think is a mountain battle. Like, it's a mountain hill battle, but they're trying to do it. And if they're trying to do it, I think that how they're going about it is probably the best way to go about it.
Yo, and I'm gonna put out a very controversial fucking statement here, but I don't think they nail it in 2 movies, dude.
Well, I guess we'll see.
I don't think they're gonna nail it in these last.
I'm never gonna bet against. Listen, I'm kind of on the same. I'm kind of with you, but I'm not betting against Robert Downey Jr. Like, that's like betting against Tom Brady. Like, you're not gonna want to do that. Like, I don't give a fuck how old he is, how weird the situation is.
I'm not even going against that. I'm just saying,
it's got to be like 3 hours, and Secret Wars got to be like 4 or 5 hours.
And I think that's what we're getting.
I'm gonna pop this off real quick, and I'm gonna guarantee you that Secret Wars is gonna be a double movie, dude. If not a triple, dude.
No, Secret Wars.
100%.
No, Secret Wars is probably gonna be a 1 of 2. Yeah. It's probably gonna be a double movie.
Well, a lot of people are thinking Doomsday is 1 and Secret Wars is 2, and I think it's gonna be Doomsday by itself, and Secret Wars maybe even being a fucking trilogy.
No.
I'm literally doing this shit. Like, I'm calling this out right now because there's no.
There you go, Dave. See, Dave gets it.
28 and 3.
28 and 3. Exactly. Good reference, Dave. Good shit.
I don't know how they do all of this stuff, man. I don't know how they do it all.
And that's the 28-3 reference Dave is talking about.
What is that? What is that?
So that's the Super Bowl. So the Super Bowl, the Patriots against the Falcons, they were getting their asses handed to them. But you have the best of all time, Tom Brady, and you can't count him out.
The greatest cheater of all time.
It doesn't look good right now. So it's like 28-3, Marvel. Like, it doesn't look good. But I'm not counting out the Russos and Robert Downey. I'm not counting them out. I think they may be able to pull this off.
Damn, dude, that's a lot of faith. That's a cool amount of faith, dude. Because I remember would you have your faith? I'm not saying they're gonna do it, but if you were to have this type of insurmountable fucking shit, who would you put your faith in? I don't even know. Them, right? It would be them. I'm not gonna lie. Like, you remember me. I was always telling you I thought the Russos. I liked them because I felt like every time they came to bat, they knew what they were doing. Like, I 100% knew. And then when I remember when they finished Endgame and they did that interview, and the Russos were like, "Yo, I would come back for Secret Wars." My brain was like, "Fuck out of here, dude!" Like, no way. But that made me so much happier because I knew that they understood what Secret Wars was. Which was equivalent to Oscar Isaac. I've told you this a million times, where Oscar Isaac was told that if there was a movie or a franchise, an IP he could do, which one would it be? And he was like, dude, Metal Gear Solid. And then they were like, oh, really? Like, the interview guy was like, whoa, who would you be? And the guy was like, and Oscar Isaac was like, Solid Snake, who else? Like, I was like, okay, if you're going to cast anybody as Snake, get this man, because he respects the fuck out of that story. Like, he knows what the fuck he's answering. He even looked at the guy, was like, who the fuck else would I want to be? I want to be fucking Solid Snake. Like, so he knows his shit. And that was the thing about the Russo brothers, is that even though like Endgame had a lot of missing parts. He respected the source material enough to make it as close to the Thanos story as they could, minus the no death, he still snapped a million people out. They had some kind of like soul world, but like things were changed from the original like Infinity Gauntlet story.
Yeah.
So, when they were like, oh, we'll do Secret Wars, like I totally was like, damn, dude, like, well, fuck, I hope they bring these guys back. But then they took that huge gap of time and they let a bunch of other people take control of the reins, and I think that's what kind of like screwed the entire Marvel universe up. It's all over the place, dude.
This is a Hail Mary, Chris. Don't get it.
This is crazy, dude.
This is a Hail Mary.
So like, yes, I know they're gonna make something. Like they're gonna make a secret. They're gonna make something called Secret Wars.
Yeah.
But like, I just don't know how well they pull it off, because I think people deserve to know the Secret War story because of
Civil
how
War.
literally matches
Civil War. You could say the same thing about Civil War.
Yeah, Civil War was rough, dude, but it was still all right, but it was rough compared to the literature, right?
Fair enough, but it's heralded as one of the best MC
One
movies
of the
of
best
all
films.
time, right? So again,
Except for me.
you're putting your reservation, which is at an all-time high, right, in the hands of people that are taking comic
That
book
care about the IP. I mean, let's just put it face value. They care about it.
adaptations that people care about that
Yeah.
aren't going to be identical to the literature, and you're putting it in these people's hands. I had my reservations, but listen, if I had anybody in the MCU where I would just say,
Taking the reins
yeah, it would be Robert Downey
The
Jr.
Russos. and the Russos.
and it would be the Russos.
Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree.
That's it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just, I'm hopeful, but with the trailers I've seen recently on the Fantastic Four, I'm not like sold on it yet. But then again, I was sold on Superman, right? Let's call a spade a spade, right? Let's call a spade a spade. I was stuck on Superman, but then I saw the recent trailer and I was not fucking stuck on it.
I need to rebeer on this one because this is gonna be awesome. So I'm gonna
I was gonna
take it. I'll
say
be right back.
you might as well just take a little swig and
I'll be
stuff.
right back.
Derps.
Yeah.
We got to talk, man. Did you by chance see the Where's the Dog trailer?
You mean word clip?
Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah, did you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to tell you, you can tell me how you feel about it, but I'm going to tell you how I saw this and what my brain told me. My brain first told me that it was an SNL skit. Like I 100% thought that clip was an SNL skit, that these guys were on Saturday Night Live and they got them to do like a who kicked my dog who kicked my dog skit.
I waited all day for this, by the way. I waited all day for this review so that I can just hear Derpy's voice and then we just jump his ass. Let's go.
Derpy, man. Derpy.
gotta
The
defend
whole
this
time
shit.
I 100% thought that was an SNL skit of a who kicked my dog thing, which is an old like animated thing from YouTube meme, right? Derpy, there's no way in fucking hell that's a real scene, man.
He loves it though.
Were you
I was
Derpy,
under-
okay,
I
look.
was
No, don't take any of the shit that I'm taking serious, but like
Yes. No.
what did you think of that scene?
kind of underwhelmed.
Huh?
I was underwhelmed when I first
Okay.
saw it.
Was
Have
it
you seen?
something-
Okay. Have you seen anything in the past two trailers that have made
No, I
you want to
haven't.
see this movie more than you wanted to previously?
Yes.
Okay.
Which
What
one?
would that be?
Well, the tickets on sale one made me extremely excited for it.
Okay.
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 So I mean, that was gonna happen. I'm just because the tickets were on sale. That doesn't mean that. That just means that
No,
you
but
were
it's
gonna see
almost
it
the
anyway.
same shit that they'd been playing, right? It had been like a lot of the pickup shots, the action scenes, the flying scenes, the first face or whatever, like all the cool shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. That would be like, oh, dude, this looks great. Because I mean, we talked about this like 2 weeks ago when we were like, damn, like they're finally, doing good on the advertisement. Fuck, we're finally getting this, we're getting that. I think Brian was the only one that was level-headed that was like, I still don't know how this guy acts though, but we were like, okay, like yeah, like
I'm still
all of us
sorry
were like,
if it's sex or not.
ooh. I think I even
Wait,
said like
Wait,
last week.
hold
Sorry,
on.
Derby, what?
Derby, what'd you say?
I said I will still support this film if it reeks or not.
Yeah, I mean, fuck, like yeah,
I love that. I love that for you. I love that.
Yeah,
for you.
I love that for you. Such a
I'm just letting you know.
I'm so
I'm just
desperate as a DC fan.
yeah.
Okay?
I'm just letting you know right now that that stance is gonna make it hard for you to come in that Sunday after the movie drops and have a conversation with us. I mean, you know that already, but like
Yeah.
this. So okay, are we getting into the first reactions? Are we
Fuck
still
yeah,
trying to
baby,
fuck
let's
with them?
go, man. I'm
Okay,
ready.
so the first reactions have dropped, and as far as everyone is concerned, this is like the best movie that's ever fucking come out, which is bullshit. So Derpy, where are you on where you gauge these first reactions that are coming out?
Well, they said it that about the Flash.
That's Ramos. Ramos said that about the Flash, which, and again, a guy like Ramos, what's his name? Jonathan Ramos, whatever. Matt Ramos. When you have a guy like that, he basically said that he was happy to be alive after watching the Superman movie. So like you can't take him seriously. So like,
Wait,
I'm
who's
kinda,
this guy? Who's this Matt Ramos guy?
his name is Soups. Like his name is Soups, but his real name is Matt Ramos. He is a Superman super fanatic, and he is just DC the fuck out. So what happened was there was a private screening.
Yeah,
I heard.
There was a private screening for selective audience,
members,
which
people in the street or whatever they just grabbed, right?
No, which means to me the people that would react very kindly to this movie, right? So they got a bunch of people, a lot of influencers that can either one be bought, just speaking in general.
What's that fucking dude that was like, I cried when I left Thor or whatever the fuck? I would slap the fuck out of that dude, man.
Or a lot of people that are just fans of Superman. A lot of them saw this movie, and there hasn't been one negative review about this. Now, automatically, my spidey senses are tingling, because what movie does people see and there's not one negative review about it? Not one.
Embargo ones. The ones at the studios like, well, we're not gonna invite you no more if you don't say good shit about us or whatever. Here's a goodie bag. Here's a goodie bag.
It's bullshit. I do anticipate me enjoying this movie because I modified my expectations about this movie, but don't blow smoke up my ass. That's gonna make me not like this movie more than I'm probably not. That's just me.
Straight. Derpy, like, I just want to ask, like, I know that the advertisement, the PR, and all that stuff has been doing fairly well. We acknowledged this last week. I even was saying that I think, what is it? That I was more excited to watch the Superman film more than the Fantastic Four film. Right? My thoughts have not been as hard now on the fact that that trailer with the dog part came out.
That's
like,
fair.
I'm not gonna lie. And it's crazy because like you're kind of acknowledging the fact that it was kind of like, oh shit, like that wasn't a good scene, right?
Maybe the situation wasn't. Maybe like, I don't know.
It was weird, right? Like we could just
Right.
acknowledge that it's weird, right?
Yeah.
Like there was a lot of weird, like I don't know why they would. I'm not saying it's gonna stop me from watching the film, right? I'm not
Right.
gonna say that because I'm gonna still watch the fuck out of this when it comes out. But like, why would they write Superman this? Can't even say that because I'm trying to be understanding, and being that they're the last two living survivors of Krypton, like I would be pretty upset if they tried to take.
Technically,
Right, like I would be
Three.
upset too, right?
There's three technically.
Well,
Yo, you guys, You guys are fucking dancing around here, bro. There's
I'm
a high
trying,
possibility. Yo, there's a high possibility this movie might be ass, bro. Like, let's just call it spade a spade, yo. This movie might be ass, bro. And how do we feel about that?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little worried. That scene itself made me a little worried. And of course, like they even told Brian the other day the Toxic Avenger trailer, like knowing that they're releasing that. Like I looked at that and I was like, "Fuck, this is a movie coming from the same fucking dude." Like you know, I'm not gonna say he's gonna put that type of shit in it, but there's a possibility that that little bit of like, you know, shit that he likes may seep into this story. And I don't know, dude. Like, I know, Derp.
Well,
I get you.
listen, Derpy, you say you got to leave.
Yeah.
You're about to leave. So I want you to give your final thoughts on this. And big up Superman. Big up James Gunn. This is your runway on your way out. Give it all, bro.
You know, I am a desperate DC fan that has not seen a respectable universe happen.
Respect.
Okay.
If this bombs, we're never gonna get a universe ever again.
Hey, Derpy, I'm fucking damn. That breaks my heart to hear you say it. Derpy, I 100% think it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be good.
Yo, he's lying to you, Derpy. No, he doesn't.
No, Brian. Brian, you've heard me say this a million times. I'm not gonna hate on something that I want to.
Nah, don't lie to him, yo. Don't lie to him.
I'm not lying. I want DC to be successful. We've talked about this a million times.
I believe that you want it to be successful.
Yes, I do.
I don't believe that you think it's going to be successful, though.
I mean, it's one of those things. Like we're at the mercy of the options that they chose. It was this or The Rock. You know what I mean? It was this or the fucking Rock.
There you
go.
Know
what I mean?
Take James Gunn.
It was this or the fucking Rock, and I think I would have chosen James Gunn just on the sheer idea of like at least he's creative and it's not the same fucking what regurgitated Superman Black Adam bullshit where we were gonna have the Black Adam be the best thing in the fucking DC universe. Fuck that noise. If this is what we get, we get. I just want him to do it right. Like that's all, dude. Like it's fucking Superman, dude. Like please God, like it's Superman for fuck's sake.
You know how I know you're cap, like David said in there, is because you're still, and I can hear it in the way that you're talking, you're still looking for some sort of a Superman that you can relate to or that you're gonna like. And that's how I know that you're not gonna like this movie, because you have to set your expectations
extremely low,
so differently. Not even low, just differently. Like you have to understand going into this movie, and this is how I had to look at it, is that this is not going to be a Superman that is going to be for me. It's not going to be my Superman or a Superman that I can relate to or identify with in the past or the comics or anything like that. Like that's not the Superman that's coming to us. Like you do realize that, right? Like at all. Like it's going to be a totally different version of Superman that we're going to have to accept. And that's where it comes to where you're gonna fall on the fence on this, whether you're willing to accept it or not.
I agree. Derpy, what you got in Florida, man?
Vacation.
Nice, dude. That's what we like to hear.
What part of Florida?
Orlando area.
Nice, dude. You hope you get to do, what is it? Disney World?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Oof, man, dude, that already hit me hard, Vince. Hashtag not my Superman. Fuck, dude, that hit me so fast.
There's gonna be a lot of that. It's gonna be
Let him cry.
Let him cry.
Let him cry.
Yeah, Derpy and Vince.
Oh, I forgot you and Vince got a little thing going on, bro. I forgot about that. That's awesome. I forgot about that.
Yo, Derpy, awesome. Man. Well, I hope that you have a great vacation. You know, you deserve it, buddy. Go out there and fucking live the life, dude. And fucking, I think you're the last of us that hasn't gone out and done something crazy traveling for summer. So go get that fucking bread, dude, and go have a good time, man.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let us know what's up, man. Send us pictures of all the cool shit you get to do. All the girls you get to hang out with, and them hanging on your jet skis and stuff.
I'm hoping.
It's gonna be neck down.
Get the Riz, man. He's gonna dick down Florida, dude. You watch out, man. Dude, Derpy's got the wrist. He's gonna go out there and just have
crazy thing. Did I tell you I got the tickets for early screening for Superman?
The Prime one, right?
Yeah, the Prime one.
God damn it, I didn't do it.
Okay, so then you can come in here earlier and cry about it.
True.
If it's bad,
If it's bad.
yo, they better not hurt
Yo,
the
there
fucking
is
dog, dude. Or I'm
0%.
swinging on James Gunn, dude. That's all I gotta say.
Listen, Derpy will come in here and give the biggest fucking cope fucking explanation I've ever heard in my life, even if it is ass. But honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think I'm gonna hate it. I just think this is gonna be something that is just not
that I'm not prepared for. I think there's gonna be a lot of silliness, dude.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot of James
it's gonna be a lot of
Gunn.
It's gonna
silliness.
be 70s comics.
Yeah, it's gonna be silly.
Yeah, all right. 70s
gonna be
comics
silly.
ain't a bad idea. We'll see what's up. We'll see what's up. Well, Derp, I hope you have a good time, man.
Likewise.
Get out there.
Thanks, fellas.
The microphone did really good, man. I like your microphone. It sounds great.
Yeah, I
now
like
we
it
gotta
too.
get you a fucking camera soon.
I got this for $15.
$50, baby. Now we gotta get your
Bro.
microphone.
15.
We gotta get
15.
15. And
Yeah.
then we gotta get you a camera soon. God damn it.
That's never gonna happen.
Yeah. We gotta
No,
get
no
you.
camera.
You know what we gotta do? We gotta make the little 3D fucking virtual reality character of him talking and shit.
VTuber.
Yeah, you gotta make him a VTuber and shit. Well, Derps, man, have a good night, man. I hope you get rest and have fun on your trip, bud.
Thanks, fellas.
All righty, brother.
Take it easy,
You be
man.
good.
Have fun.
Laters.
So, Chris.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we have free range to be as toxic as we want to be and not hurt anyone's feelings.
Now that Derpy
Right.
leaves, we gotta be a little bit. Nah, like I'm not
Right.
gonna be super vulgar, but
Really?
I'm not gonna lie. That fucking dog scene was trash, dude. Like I was like, damn. I'm not even kidding. Like my brain watching that shit, automatically I assumed it was an SNL skit. I thought it was a joke. I thought it was a fucking joke. And then it was like on the DC fucking webpage that like, oh, here's a clip of Spider-Man or Superman doing his thing. And in my mind, I'm like they could have done the whole like Superman outside of the window, like doing his thing where he's like menacingly looking at Luthor through the window kind of shit. Which is what they did in like the cartoons and all the animated films and the comics. And they could have approached it such a different way, but they made it seem like Superman was like a big dumb person.
Yeah.
Like they made him sound dumb. Like, and I'm not even trying to be rude. Like they made him sound dumb. There's this scene when he goes, "What dog are you talking about?" And then he lifts the cup and goes, "You mean the dog, the ugly dog with the cape?" And Superman goes, What did you say?" Like he doesn't have fucking super hearing.
So
You know
I
what I
think I asked you, I called you on the side because we talk regularly outside
Yeah,
of this,
fuck yeah,
this
we do.
podcast. We talk a lot. And I asked you, oh, did you think that was a smart clip to preview
Definitely not.
for this
Definitely
movie?
fucking not. Like, and I know what it is. It's James Gunn likes to put shit out there that he knows is like comedy relief shit because he likes for people to be like, "Oh, look at this fucking cool, funny scene I made." That's like
Yeah.
the one where the dog is like nipping at Superman's toes and he's like, "Sit," and he tells it to sit and he walks away, and then it's like whimpering in the background.
Mhm.
And you want to know where I think they're gonna have the biggest problem in this film
Where's that?
is they're gonna give way too much attention to crypto.
I
They're
think
gonna-
that's actually going to be a positive, a net positive. On
I don't think
on
it's
that.
good because James Gunn kills characters like that.
How so?
Like he's gonna kill crypto in some stupid motherfucking way later. He's gonna get him hurt.
Oh,
or
you mean
something.
like kill him?
He's gonna kill the character off. He's eventually gonna do that. He's gonna raise the bar on these people to make it such a cute thing, and then he's gonna wipe it out in some way and be like, "Oh, now Superman's gonna go crazy," or the audience is gonna be upset. Like he's doing it as a gotcha moment on the crowd, like an audience.
I think crypto is a money
100%.
cash grab
That's
here.
raccoon.
So
That's fucking raccoon.
I think killing off crypto would be a silly idea. Although you may be right, but I think it would be a silly idea. Putting
Bro,
him
don't
putting him
forget
in danger is enough. I think
I was like, don't
that's-
forget, he already did that once, and I don't think he'll do it again with Rocket, where he like put him in cardiac arrest, and he's there with his fucking the intro
Yeah.
story, the origins, and the whole like all the way to the Voldemort train station with
Yeah.
the fucking otter, and then the otter's like, "Sorry, it's not your time." Boom, go back. He already did it once. He already pulled that trick.
Yeah.
Like he's not gonna be like, "Ooh, watch, let me do it again," but to the DC guys, he's gonna be like. Sacrifice. Someone's got to go, dude. Like, cause I already did this hat trick once, and I can't do it a second time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I don't know. Like,
I don't think that there's a shot that crypto dies, but then again, I could be wrong. Again, I don't know what to expect from this movie. I do know that if I were James Gunn, I mean, granted, like I'm pulling for him. I really am. Like I want this to succeed. I just haven't seen anything that would make me root for it or champion it. I think that with this last clip that was shown on, I think like the Jimmy Kimmel show or whatever, I think that last clip, it would have serviced them better to show some type of action scene to where Superman is actually in battle
Jeopardy or something,
or
right?
fighting something. I think that would have worked better. Showing him pressing you know,
A chilled
pressing
out coffee drinking Lex Luthor at 9 a.m. while he's having a meeting with his fucking attorney
while
about
he's getting while he's getting vlogged on or live streamed. That doesn't do it for me personally, and it doesn't make me want to see this movie any more than I already want to. But and that's the whole point of a trailer or a scene being exposed. Like it makes people want to see the movie. Like for me, that did the exact opposite. Like I didn't want to see this movie any more than I originally wanted to after that scene. It actually made me want to like give thought about watching this movie, bro. Like,
yeah,
that was crazy. That was a misstep in my eyes.
Yeah, 100%. And it's like I said, they made Superman look dumb, and I get it. Lex Luthor's supposed to be this genius, but it made Lex Luthor seem like a petty high school bully. Like again, I don't want to think that he steals crypto to use the DNA to make the Superman clones or the Bizarro. And dude, it's gonna be so stupid if that's how they get the DNA to create a Kryptonian off of a dog. Like, what did you expect? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but you gotta
move in general.
Because you gotta understand something. If you have a Superman going off the hinge for that and portraying that aspect of a superhero character,
yeah,
like that's the least of your worries at that point. Like that there's a character issue at that point, and I'm holding out my reservation on this, and I hope I'm wrong, and I want to be wrong, but I haven't seen anything that makes me want to see this movie anymore. They already have my money. I'm only gonna see this.
Yeah, movie. We're gonna watch it either way. It's fucking Superman. Yeah. Like we're not gonna shit on it and be like, nope,
but
not
like,
gonna watch it. We're gonna watch it.
Something. Yeah, give me something that makes me feel comfortable about
again. And like deep in my mind, I'm resonating this like memory of us talking about how there's way too much going on in this film. Because like one, you have like now the dog issue, you have the kaiju issue, you have the Lex Luthor issue breaking into the solid suit or Fortress of Solitude. Then you have the Justice Friends or the Justice League coming in and stepping on Superman's territory of Metropolis, like trying to come in and act like heroes or some type of policing force. You have what is it? Mormorpho, or I forgot his fucking name. Metamorpho, who is being captured by Lex Luthor, who looks like he's some type of jail cell, who people are talking about like is like a micro world. And then later on, we see that there's like a giant portal that's opening up in the city where like Mr. Terrific is like, yo, quit messing around. And it looks like there's some type of like black hole or like something tearing apart the entire city. Like there's a lot going on in this film. Like there's a lot going on in this film.
I just want to say something though, Chris, like this kind of goes back to our conversation about the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Because that's all. And so that's the reason why I think that the Fantastic Four is doing such a better job when it comes to the trailers, because it's giving me just the Fantastic Four. It's letting me know that this movie is surrounded about the Fantastic Four and their issues, right? I don't need Doom in the trailers or in the movies. It's giving me a movie that I'm looking forward to. This Superman movie is going to be convoluted. It's going to be with a whole bunch of other shit that doesn't matter at the end of the day.
That's even like right here in the comments. That's even more scarier. Like, look at what Javi just said. There's a prequel novel for Superman, and it feels childish.
Well, it's a James Gunn movie. It's going to be childish. So, like,
fucking dog sings childish.
Like, that's the whole point. And I've said it since the beginning. James Gunn is a very acquired taste. Either you're a James Gunn fan or you're not. I tend to lean on the side that I am. I don't know if he was the
All
right
the
pick
Guardians
for.
movies, I'm not even gonna fucking shit on that. That's my
Yeah,
fucking.
of course,
I'll
exactly.
sit
So
down
it's
and watch
like
all three of those movies.
I don't
now.
know if I need that necessarily in my Superman movie, but going back to the point that I was making before,
Yeah.
is so you have one movie on one hand that is focusing the trailers, and the movie is going to be specifically around what you're buying the tickets for. You're buying the ticket for a Fantastic Four movie, and that is all you're going to get in this movie. Yeah, you're going to get Silver Surfer, and you're going to get fucking Galactus, but that's about it, right? It's genuinely, I mean, it's going to be surrounded around the Fantastic Four. This movie, I don't know what the fuck you're getting, bro. Like, this is going to be all over the fucking place, and I don't know if you necessarily need that in a Superman movie. Not the first movie.
Not the first one, at least.
Yeah, not the first one. I don't know if
I mean,
you
especially
necessarily
coming into a whole new universe.
So Vince, Magnus, I like him as a reviewer.
Yeah.
I do think that he tends to be a little biased at times. So I take what he says with a grain of salt. The same thing, not as bad as Matt Ramos, I would say, but I'm under the impression when you get to like even the tier where Magnus is, they're all paid for. Like they're all on the pay at some level, bro. When you have access to that degree, even if you're not on the payroll, you have easy access to shit. It's kind of weird. So I get what you're saying, but when it comes to Tyrone Magnus, I take him with a grain of salt as well.
Yeah,
personally.
I mean, that goes across the board when it comes to like a lot of reviewers. I don't really like follow a lot of them. I like to listen to some of their takes on the stuff, but like most of the time I don't agree. I think new Rockstars, yeah, like that guy kind of shit the bed with me when it came to the Thor movie. That's the one that I remembered was like, oh yeah, the Thor Love and Thunder. I walked out crying and I was like, the fuck are you talking about, dude? Like,
yeah.
And that's when I was kind of like, look, I get it. Like you have to kind of don't bite the hand that feeds to be able to get the cool stuff. Like when you're up there, and yeah, I get it. Like he doesn't.
Exactly. You don't want to ruin the relationship, and that's how you get invited to the early screenings with like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like the Real Rejects, everybody on the Real Rejects, they're all on the Cov. New Rockstar. Yeah, so like they're basically all just they don't want to
ruin opportunities. It's
bite the hand that feeds them, if you will, so that they can get the free merch and the free access and things like that. So,
I mean, we saw it. I saw it prominently for the that show, The Alkalite. Like they got invited to meet the director. Like they got invited to meet some of the actors, and they got like a whole badass kit bag. Like, I mean, fucking good on them, dude.
But it looks good. It looks great. Yeah.
Don't come out and fucking don't sell us shit that we're not gonna bite. Like. Because
but see, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. You just have to understand that that's the game.
Yeah, that's the hustle. I get that shit. I just choose not to like watch their shit anymore. Like I just don't watch their stuff. I just don't click on the shit and give them a view. But that Superman trailer, the Where's My Dog, kind of like fucked me over a little bit. I am kind of more nervous now than I am. You know, the Fantastic Four looks safe. Like it looks like it's like hey, well, we're not fucking, the only thing we're doing a little bit of here's a chick Silver Surfer, like here's,
and I appreciate that. I appreciate the fact that it looks safe though. Like I don't need you to do too much. Again, I don't need the Superman movie to do too much. And it looks like they're doing a lot.
Like, I just need it to be a fucking, it's like you said earlier, I just need it to be a summer film. Like I just needed to be a summer film. I don't need it to fucking try to break walls or revolutionize the wheel. I just needed to blow some shit out, see some fire, kiss a girl in the sunset, and fuck off, dude. Like I just needed to be chill as fuck. Like I just needed to be a John Wick film. That's all I needed to be. So we're just gonna have to see how it goes. And Superman looks a little crazy. Onwards to our last part of the conversation, baby. Speaking of shit in the bed. Ironheart has officially dropped. We got our first 3 episodes. Brian hit me up midweek and was like, yo, watch Ironheart. Don't let me be the only guy watching this shit. Like, and it's not bad. It's not great, but it's something. Watch it and be open minded. And I was like, all right. So I watched it. I fucking jumped in. Ironheart. Ironheart just dropped on Disney Plus. It is a new Marvel show. It's based on a character that is part of the Iron Man mythos. She was in Black Panther, and she was the girl who makes the Iron Man outfit in that outfit, or the Iron suit. I'm not gonna say Iron Man outfit, but I'm gonna jump the gun right now and make a statement that I think this character would have worked if they would have made an Armor Wars instead of a Riri Williams show. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, that's what I'm jumping into coming in. So
why would the character work in a different show and not hers?
I feel just me by myself. I just feel like this character does not have enough foundation to be cared about.
But if the character doesn't work, then the character just doesn't work. It wouldn't matter whether it was her own show or a different show.
But I think it works the other way, where we remember that, like, Don Cheadle was supposed to head start his own show called, well, not own show, but they were supposed to do something with Armor Wars, right?
Armor Wars, correct.
Which is an interesting concept in the comic books, where the information of Tony Stark gets thrown out. Everybody, it gets leaked, and then everybody starts making suits and all this other stuff. The reason why I think it works very well is because you had the Black Widow drop all the information from that one film. I can't even remember what it was. What was it when the fucking Black Widow, Captain America 2, the Winter Soldier, right? When they drop all the information on the internet, they leak all the SHIELD shit.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think that would have been a perfect time for them to have leaked some of Stark Tech's information out. And now it's out there. And people are starting to correlate. We still haven't got the Ironmonger character. Well, we have the Ironmonger. We haven't got the what's the red one? The one from I forgot his name. He's one of the
get to it. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's just all the different villains of the Iron Man series, right? We just haven't got a lot of his like rogue gallery. Other than the Mandarin, right? But I feel like it would have worked very well because Riri Williams in the comic books wasn't well received, and they don't know what to do with her character either. In fact, the whole shtick of this movie or TV show is like, I'm not trying to take over Iron Man, but I'm trying to make him more iconic. And it's like, you can't, because Iron Man is already an iconic character, fan loved, 30 years of entertainment, and your entire comic book was literally called The Invincible Iron Man. You literally took over the same title, and you're saying that that's not who your character is, and that's your whole personality, the whole personality of the character. But the problem is in the comic book, you get this character who's told that she comes out and she tells her teacher, like, well, I'm going to be better than all these people. And the teacher's like, oh, okay, cool. Like, I agree with you. And she's like, no, you don't understand. I'm going to be better than them. And she's like, all right, cool. Like, she never gets pushback in the comics. In this one, she comes out and she does the same thing, but her teachers literally are like, dude, you're fucking stupid. Like, you had everything in the palm of your hand and you still didn't do it right. You just chose to fuck up. Like, there's a lot of weird things about this show that kind of like.
So what doesn't work for you? Is it the acting? Is it the script? Is it the
way
story?
that they write the character doesn't make sense. The way that they write the character, like, in general, she just.
So it's the writing.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course it's the writing. Of course it's the writing of the show.
Okay.
Like, of course, like, they're not, the character itself wasn't written correctly in the comics. And the reason why a lot of people might think it's cooler now is because they just stole the same story that they gave to Doom, and they're just going to reprint it on Riri Williams. Like, the same thing. Like, I guarantee it's going to be where, like, instead of her just using Iron Man like shit, they're going to use magic, which she never did in the comic books until Dr. Doom came in and was using magic.
My tolerance for this conversation is extremely thin, only because I've just been watching the Discord over the last week and a half over this, and it's tiring. It really is. This show.
Okay, let me pick your brain on this, right? Like, yeah. You told me that you were digging it.
And I don't know if I would say I'm digging it.
I mean, not digging it, but you were like, it's all right. It's palatable, at least.
It's palatable.
Right? Yeah. We're not saying it's fucking the bee's knees. And I think we agreed both that this is fucking
it has its
invasion, right?
Yeah, it has its problems, but it's not the worst thing I've ever seen. No.
But
at all.
Like, let me ask you, because you were asking me earlier, in the week, and you're like, yo, check it out. Like, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
Like, what is it that you felt made it at least okay? Like, what is it that you're liking? So I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm not saying it's great. So
the only reason why I asked you to watch it is because not to coerce,
like defend it or something like that, right?
Yeah, whether or not you're gonna like it or not, just so that you can have a decent conversation when we talk about it. Only because I knew that this was gonna be kind of a topic of conversation. Listen, this is art, right? It's gonna be subjective. People are gonna get it, people aren't gonna get it. I do think that this show and who it was written for, it's not gonna be for everyone, and everyone's not gonna get it. I get that. Me personally, after the 3rd episode, I'm gonna stick around.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see what they're gonna do
and see how this plays out.
But we're about to get a cosmic entity.
Yeah, any show that can do that deserves the benefit of the doubt in my eyes. If it was trash and after the 3rd episode I'm like, you know what, I'm not gonna watch it, then have at it. But
bro, I was gonna say we did fucking Secret Wars and She-Hulk, dude. Like, we might as well. Like, fuck it.
But
like,
I genuinely enjoyed those shows and to watch it. See, the thing with Disney Plus shows specifically, they're really good out of the box, and they're really good at giving you a cliffhanger or a holy fuck moment at mid-series.
Yeah,
but then they always shit the bed on the landing
at the end. Yeah. They don't land
every time. Yeah. Every time they
the only one that they did pretty good with was Loki, but even with that one, it was questionable because we were like, well, what the fuck is it now?
Yeah.
Like, what does this mean? Like, we don't get it. It's cool, but what the fuck does it mean? Or like the Agatha or the fucking WandaVision, they were okay endings that landed on these like cool what the fuck moments, but it leaves you in this position where you're like, wait a minute, but like, where do we really go from here now? Like, I understood it because I understand like the references and the comics and the source material. I understand those things, but like now we have the ending and it doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's cool as fuck. But it's like, what the fuck? Like, oh, Lady Death, like what? She wasn't in Infinity Gauntlet. Here she is in Agatha talking about the fucking the kid or whatever. And it's like, well, why is Death here? Like, she wasn't even in fucking Thor Love and Thunder with Infinity, and she's on the wall and here she is. Like, where the fuck do we go from here? Like,
I see where you're going, and I can't argue with what you're saying because yes, there is gonna be another entity that is introduced supposedly.
100%.
But what I'm just saying, as a show in general, I think that it speaks to a certain audience, and I hate saying that because that's not what a show should do. But I do fall in that demographic where it speaks to me, and I didn't think it was that bad. It did enough to where I'm gonna finish this out. So the fact that this got review bombed, all right, like let's talk about that.
Yeah,
it got review bombed before the show even came out, and you can be on whatever side of the fence or have any argument you want as to why it got review bombed.
Yeah.
But I think we all know why it got review bombed. Like, let's just 100%. Be honest. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's what I kind of take issue with. Like, if you don't like a show because it sucks, so be it. Again, you have full autonomy, and
of course
you have full right to think of a show
not like something, if you not like something, however it's not palatable or whatever. Like, 100%.
But
there's people that are assholes. That's just what it is. There's people that are assholes.
But then you force someone like me to be like, all right, well, fuck you, because like at least give it a shot. Now, do I think it's the best thing I've ever seen in my life? Absolutely not.
Yeah,
but did it deserve to get review bombed? Absolutely fucking not. Like
the problem.
Good.
Look, just shooting this out there. The problem with society in general nowadays is we're in a position now that we're never really going to get a definitive yes or no if something's good. Like, that's just what it is. Like, we can call it racism, we can call it hatred, we can call it whatever it is. It's just there's groups of people out there that even the concept of it, there's people out there that don't hate, they just want to troll because that's what they do. You know what I mean? Like it's not even a thing on emotional content. They just want to be against something that they don't like and then shit it on it in the worst way possible to try to get a lull or a laugh or some type of reaction from other people.
That's fine. I'm
Yeah.
with that. Like I'm with the trolling. Like we're in the culture of trolling. Like I understand that, but like if you're gonna troll, be consistent with trolling.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, but that's the thing. You can't. Like, it's just so muddied across the board. Like the concept of this character getting review bombed, right?
Yeah.
There was a large amount of people that didn't like it because it's a black character. It's a black superhero that wasn't accepted when it first came out. Let's just call a spade a spade.
Yes.
Is it racism? Yeah, sure. I would call it racism. But at the factor of it too, there is a part of where Marvel has to take accountability and understand like this is what you raised yourself with. And here you are now in the future trying to make characters of diverse cultures, and you can't get away from it because you've always been a white creating culture. Like it's what they've done throughout history. It's what they've done throughout history.
I'm gonna give a little bit of pushback on that. Like you can't fault a company for being predominantly white male the entire existence and then deciding to go outside of that and then getting pushback for like I don't think
I'm not saying they're getting pushback because they're just creating those characters. What I'm saying is they're making those characters with no passion. They're just doing it because they have to do it because they don't want to look a certain way to the public.
That's one thing. So that's you actually reading the comic and understanding that there's no passion and there's no
passion behind that character at all.
But when we're talking about just not giving a show a chance and just review bombing it, that's a totally different conversation.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, but I'm still saying like there is factors and different groups of people amongst that bombing. There's one group of people that just hates that it's a black character.
Yes.
There's another group of people that did not like the Riri Williams comic book. There's another character who do not like Disney because Disney does not sit on the same political spectrum as they do. Yes. There's a group of people that don't want to watch this or don't want to be a part of this because they are influenced by other people who just hate these types of stories in general. So all of these different factors are not the same, but it's all the same type of person that's just hating on an IP and not allowing it to exist.
Exactly.
Right? And then you have your people that are just going out there.
I'm sorry to cut you off really quick.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Everything you just said had nothing to do with the actual show.
Yeah, yeah. And that's what I was going to say. Like, and then you have another part of the group that saw it and just doesn't agree with it. Like they just don't like it. Like, but you see how like there's all of these different formats that are all toxifying the idea of what this show is. Is it, like you said, is it a good show? We saw it. We get to review it. It's not great. For what it's worth, it kind of sucks. It follows a bunch of these weird IPs things that Disney's been trying to do. It's very cookie cutter, in my opinion.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
It's very, very fucking cookie cutter.
Fair, yeah.
But that doesn't justify the fact, like you said, it doesn't justify the fact that people instantly gravitated towards attacking this because they just didn't want it to see the light of day. Because this was the Batwoman situation that was going on years ago. When they cut it, there was a large amount of people that were like, fuck yeah, we didn't want to see that shit in the first place. Yeah. But there was just a large amount of people that were like, well, what's the fuck? Like, just put it out in case, like, put it out for free then. Let us just enjoy the media. Like, let us just try to see if we can at least accept it for what it's worth. Was it going to be good? Fuck if I know. It didn't sound great. But I would have at least liked to, I mean, if you made an entire fucking movie, like, let us check it out. Like fucking put it out there for free. Put on Pirate Bay. I don't give a fuck. Like you're not gonna fucking make money from it anyways. Just put it out there. And what if it turns into like The Room and people just like it because it sucks? Like what if they like it because it sucks? Like you know what I mean? I don't know. I 100% agree with you. I don't like the review bombing shit, but you're not gonna be able to get away from that shit because it's on both sides of the equation. Because like you know every fucking film. Minus like the F1 because no one's gonna care about that because there's no desire to need to take the popularity from that film and make it into a political thing. You know what I mean? It's just people are like, I don't give a fuck about F1 cars. Like fuck it, it's cars. Like I don't give a shit about that. But like, I understand this. Like I understand where people want this like ownage of like what Marvel as an IP is because it's so grand and huge. Like there's this idea like, okay,
That's
like,
fine. Again, that's fine. And I know I said it in jest, but like if you're going to troll, if that's what you want, and you just want to troll all the IP until you get until you get what you feel like you want, then do it across the board.
yeah.
Then just troll across the board. Then just bomb everything until you get what you get. But that's not what's happening here. So again, like I get what you're saying, and you're making some very valid points.
Yeah,
But that's not what's happening here, Chris. Like that's
no. I'm
like
not,
you
I'm
do.
not even,
Like I get you. You're making a very solid argument for the other side, but at the end of the day, that's not what's happening here. And I think we all realize that.
I even before the show came out, people were hating on it.
Yeah, like we understand what the fuck it is, and it sucks. Like again, just if you want to watch the show and it sucks, and you want to review bomb it after the show comes out, that's fine. Don't review bomb it before it comes out. Like you literally have no reason to review bomb it. Like that to me as
it's just hatred
as a black man. That's frustrating to me because like that's just straight hatred. Like
it's hatred. I'm not gonna.
I can like it. Listen, I respect if I like it and you hate it. I can respect your opinion on it. But what I don't like is for you to not respect my viewpoint just because of things that don't matter at the end of the day. Like that's just a very small way of looking at things. And
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
What going back to what we're talking about, what is something that you did actually like about the show?
I liked for the most part, I like the actors. I think they did a really good and it's kind of
it's not
it's kind of a weird point that I'm gonna make. Yeah. I think for the main characters, they did an excellent job casting.
Okay.
For the ancillary characters, the crew members, I think they did the worst possible job on the fucking planet.
I heard a lot of people comparing it to the Robin Hood television show. I don't know. You remember the Robin Hood show that came out a while back?
I don't remember. No,
it was bad. It was bad. Like it was like
all the people.
Kids, like it was bad.
All the people that were included in the crew were horrible. Every last one. Yeah. They were all bad. But the main characters, I think they all knocked it out the park.
Yeah, the villain, the guy that they chose for the Hood, he does an amazing job as the character. I thought he was doing pretty well. And Riri, like she's, but it's not.
I think she did a good job.
I think her as an actress as well.
I think she's.
And I do like the Natalie character.
Yeah.
Like the AI, I think she's amazing. I think she's doing a pretty solid job as this character that's supposed to be like a soulless AI thing, but like. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I'm not really like I don't understand still why Marvel does here are these two tough girls that are the muscle. Yeah. When like in reality you look at it and you're like, well, like I mean these chicks are like maybe 5'3", 5'5", maybe 5'7", you know, give them a little bit, but there's no way they're punching out dudes that are like 200 pounds and like. And are they supposed to be like street versions of the Black Widow characters? Is that what makes them so cool? Like there was a little bit of like iffy stuff. And then you had the drag queen person, which was funny. They had a good comedy relief to them. Mm-hmm. And it's always funny to have those type of characters in these kind of films because they do add like, you know, they add a sense of comedy, right?
Yeah.
But like they have to drop that, the reason why they're so good is it's Madripoor. And it's like, you don't need to say Madripoor. Like Madripoor is supposed to be like this like, hardcore motherfucking place on the planet.
But that's what I loved about it is because a character like that would thrive in Madripoor. Like I think
know that because that again,
as we know from the comics, Madripoor is a wild fucking Madripoor is a wild fucking place. So a character like that would would fit perfectly in Madripoor. So me as a person that understands where Madripoor is I appreciated that. I don't think that the actor did a good enough job for me to care about that character. I don't think that they did enough to make me care about that character. The twins, I don't think did a good enough job. Like none of the ancillary characters made me give a shit.
I did like the cousin though.
The cousin did a good
Yeah,
job.
I think he came in and did his job. Like he understood the assignment of being this character. Like
Yes.
you feel the connection to him and the hood guy.
Yeah.
Like you understand like the loyalty.
But he's a known actor though. Like he's like they pay a lot of money for that.
Of Anarchy, right, or something like that, or
yeah,
Aztec.
he was in like that one of those chick shows or whatever. But anyway,
yeah.
Yeah.
No, we're not gonna get a Doom. There's no way we get a Doom.
Yeah, but definitely they pay a lot of money for him. They pay a lot of money for the hood.
The main villain.
Yeah, they paid a lot of money for Andre. What's the
bro? His character is so like I did not like it. I thought it was so bad.
He was in one episode, but
yeah, that's all I could fathom with this
I'm
character.
pretty sure that
he
they
just
paid
plays
one
the same dude and everything.
They paid,
but I don't know, man. Like I mean, like even the idea of like there's a lot of narcissism with Riri's character. Like
and
from
that's
the
whole point. That's I think that's what pisses me off more about anything, is because that's the point, right? The whole point of this show is for you to gauge whether or not this character is a hero or not. And you said right there, you said it perfectly. This entire show is to gauge whether or not this person is a hero or not. And for you to fall short in seeing that means to me that you aren't even giving the show a chance. And
I am giving it a chance.
Not you personally.
Oh, I was like, I am.
I mean, I mean the people that are review bombing it, and the people that are just not keeping it.
Yeah, they're not watching it. They're just calling it for what it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like she's not trying to replace Tony Stark. She's not trying to replace Iron Man. She's not trying to do any of those things that people are knocking her for. She's really conflicted and now that she's got a piece, spoiler alert, now that she has a piece of some fucking demonic shit, she might fuck around. Yeah, no one's probably watching this, but she might.
No one's watching this for spoilers, dude.
She might fuck around and just become the anti-hero that you may like moving forward. So we don't know how this plays out, bro. So like, everyone just needs to cool the fuck out, bro. That's it.
So this is the part that I was talking about beforehand, right? The only information that we have on Riri Williams' Ironheart character is the fact that the comic book put her out there as the supplement for the Iron Man Death character, right? And in that factory, she was fighting against Doom for that position to be the new Iron Man. Of course, like, I don't think that even in the comic book, they were pushing for her to be the new Iron Man or even replace Iron Man as a character. But I think they were trying to do it to where they were like, oh, yeah, we know Iron Man's here, but here's this character that's so much better. And I think that's the problem with the story itself is that.
Wait, hold on. Why would you think that though?
That's what they're doing with the character. Even the beginning words are like, I'm going to be better than all these people.
But
like, I don't have to figure it out. They dumbed it down for us and they told us that they're going to be better. So like we just
but after watching the first 3 episodes, you think that's where they're going with that? Like, although they might have said it in the show, you think
they have to. If it's a character that's going to be a hero-esque character, they have to have a hero's journey.
No, I get that.
That's just what it is in writing literature, right?
I get that point. But you think that they're actually trying to replace Tony Stark or make a character better than
the original idea was they were treating the thing is they did it with 3 characters: Miles, Spider-Man. They did it with Thor, Jane Foster, and they did it with Iron Man, Riri Williams.
Keeping the comics out of it.
Just history. I'm just keeping it semantic. No semantics, no nothing. Just keeping
but keeping the history out of it because we can't. That's not we can't gauge this off of the history.
Well,
right now in the MCU, that's what you think.
Well, everything that this character is doing is the exact same thing that Tony Stark's character did. Everything, no matter what it is, it's the exact same character through and through.
Okay.
So, like, one, the character is developed because of the fact that her entire shtick is, I'm not trying to replace Iron Man, but I'm just trying to take his tech that he created and do it better than he did. If that's the case, then don't do Iron Man shit. Like literally, her whole thing about protecting
I'll combat that.
Age of Ultron. It's literally
I'll
Age of
combat
Ultron.
that. No, okay. So if the show was based on the fact that she
Yeah.
idolized him, if the show was the fact
She
that
didn't idolize him.
if she idolized Stark and followed in his footsteps, then that will make sense. But she doesn't idolize Stark.
No, she
Literally-
doesn't. She just claims she's
literally-
gonna be better than him.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't even do that. The question was asked, well, why are you making this? Why are you doing this? Oh, because I can.
Megan 2.0.
She said, Chris, I
With
need
the
you to
Billy.
listen to me. I need you to listen to me really quick.
Yeah, I got you.
Like the reason why she's saying or why she's doing what she's doing is because she says that she can, not because she's idolizing or replacing anybody. They asked her point blank range, why are you doing this? Oh, because I can. The only correlation she has to Tony Stark is one, she got the fellowship, and that her stepdad idolized him. Other
Mhm.
than that, she doesn't give a fuck about Stark.
Well, other than the fact that she created an Iron Man suit and is the only other person that created one from scratch.
And she's
And then
and she said she only did that because she could, not because not because she was trying to be Tony Stark or
But
she's
she
trying
wanted
to
to be better than
outdo him. No, not because she could. She said, "I can." Why did you do this? Why did you make this suit? Oh, because I can. That's the only reason why I did it is because I could, not because I'm trying to beat Tony Stark or trying to outdo him or trying to be the next Tony Stark. I only did it because I could. Because I'm smart enough to do so, and I think people are missing that point. Is that
she's literally doing the same thing he did and trying to say that she's just gonna do it better. Why not do her own thing? Like, why not make her own title or a template that's not because it's still an Iron Man suit. Literally, they call it an Iron Man suit. Everyone calls it an Iron Man suit. Shuri called it an Iron Man suit.
Again, in this show, it explains why, because her stepdad idolized Tony Stark. And so, like, she had that correlation to start through that. Like,
but even her project that she's doing at MIT is supposed to be better than what Tony Stark did when he built the Age of Ultron robots in Age of Ultron, which are the ones that police. He said she wanted to do it better than him, and it's not
exactly
because she can. It's because she got that idea and said, "I want to do it better than this person."
No,
she's literally using that as the goal.
You literally just said it. And if you watch the show and actually pay attention, she literally says, they ask her that what you're arguing and what you're fighting against. They ask her specifically, why are you doing this? Because I can. Not because, because I idolize Stark or I want to follow in his footsteps or because I want to be better than Stark. I'm only doing it because I can, because I'm smart enough to do it and it's paying my bills, because I want to be I want to do something and it's paying my bills. She's only doing it because she can. And people are kind of, again, this is what it kind of frustrates me, because people are missing that. Even you're still correlating it to Stark. And I think this show went out of its way to make sure that this character is, although she has Stark tech and she can make Stark tech, they went out of their way to not be associated with Tony Stark. Like she literally went out of her way to say, I'm not doing this because I'm a Tony Stark fan. Yeah, no, my stepdad was a Tony Stark fan. That's my only correlation to him. I got a fellowship because I'm smart through Stark and his initiative. I got a fellowship through there, and that's how I got to this school. But I'm only doing this because I can. I'm smart enough to show all of you that doubt me that I can do this shit. And I want money. That's it.
I don't know. Like, it just doesn't make sense because it still correlates around the idea of what Tony Stark created. Like, she's not building a computer, like she's doing the AI, like, but those are all things that were already in the suit that she got from Wakanda, the Wakanda Forever movie. There was AI in it already established. So she got that idea from them anyways. The costume she made was literally called the Ironheart outfit based on being an Iron Man outfit itself. Like even in the beginning of the Black Panther movie, she claims, is that what I think it is? And she's like, yeah, I built my own Iron Man suit. Like she literally, like, her whole shtick is like, I understand you're telling me like, oh, it's because she can, but she's taking the inspiration from Tony Stark to build these items. She could build any other piece of. She did. She built a tank that could find vibranium. Yeah, like that was her. That's why she got in trouble in the first place, because she made that. Like, but everything else she's done is just to beat better than Tony Stark. Like everything is that's her whole personality.
But that's
Her whole personality
again,
is to beat Tony Stark.
I
And
don't
it's
I
okay
don't
that
I
she can
don't.
say like I can.
But that would be
But
that
then
would
later
take.
on, she says, "Well, you know, Tony Stark did revolutionize the industry." Blah blah blah. She's gonna say like this whole speech about him, and she's gonna give him his flowers. But she just likes to have attitude on every other part and being like, "Nah, fuck that. It's about me. Like I'm gonna be better. I'm iconic."
And that's what it
it's
is.
cool. But don't fucking follow the same guy by doing his shit. Like do your own thing.
She did again, and so again, the show shows that she is more than that suit. She literally funded her way through college, building and doing other shit other than Stark shit. It's not about Stark. It's like that was just like, can I do it? Like, can I build myself a fucking Stark shoot? And then she did it. And then they asked her, why did you do it? Oh, because I could. It's like she's just smart as fuck. And she just wants to prove to everyone that she can be as smart as she thinks she is. Like, I think people are missing that. I guess you and I just aren't gonna see the same on that. But like I just need people just to think more as to her.
But the thing is like I get what you're saying, that she needs to be given her opportunity to grow as her own individual character. But she's following the same format as Tony Stark in the story. Like it's the same thing. Like it's the exact same shit.
I don't think so.
Like I mean, I get it. Like I understand with what you're saying that she's like, well, she's hyper intelligent, like, and she does all this stuff. But and even with the factor of it, she's not like I don't feel like the character even had like a hard life growing up. Like I understand that she had a passing of a friend and her father through the shooting, but they grew up in a mechanic shop. She was being taught to be a mechanic and an engineer. She was very educated. She worked her fucking ass off and she did a bunch of shit, but she instantly fell into crime to do stuff like I don't
that's
understand.
What makes her different from Stark. You're explaining
he
my
was selling guns. He was doing crime also. It's the same shit.
What he was doing wasn't illegal. Like he wasn't flat out.
He was selling to the 10 Rings guys, dude.
No,
he was selling guns. He was a gun runner. He's a walking war criminal.
He was selling contracts to the government. He was not doing anything.
And he was a gun runner selling to everyone. That's why he got fucking killed by his own shit.
Got it.
Because what's his name? Ironmonger was selling his materials too.
That was him.
Yeah. Tony
Stark was selling contracts to the government. Like I'm not gonna argue this because that's what you're saying is not true. He wasn't doing anything illegal. What he was doing was shady. What he was doing was ethically probably like morally wrong, but it wasn't illegal. What she's doing is just flat out illegal because she can. Her whole antithesis in the world is I'm just doing what I want to because I can. Like, and there is a flat out difference in characters that I don't understand that people are missing and correlating with Stark. And I think that is what is annoying me personally. There is a difference. There's a difference.
I mean, it's I just don't see it as it being like a big thing because it's like paper thin argument. It's like Spider-Man and Miles Morales. Like what makes them different then? Like what makes them different from being Spider-Man characters? Is it because Miles
were both called Spider-Man? And I saw a lot of that talk. No, there's a difference even in that because Miles Morales is called Spider-Man. Like he idolizes Spider-Man. He modifies he modifies the way he acts because of Spider-Man.
But he's his own individual character in the same factor. Like that's the same thing.
But he still idolizes Spider-Man. He still idolizes Peter Parker. In the
comic book, this character was taking the mantle of Iron Man when it first dropped, and that's not her taking the Iron Man name in the comic. That was the title of the comic book being her comic.
We're not in the comics though, Chris.
I know, we're not. And
we're not in the comics though.
But they're not
like they made a conscious effort to differentiate from that in the comics. Listen, we're splitting hairs. I'm just saying, if you're gonna watch the show, watch it for what it is. I just think that selling it short because you think that I think maybe a lot of my animosity towards this is because I see a lot of the conversation saying, "Oh, well, we don't want her to replace Iron Man. We don't want her to replace Tony Stark." If it were the comics, I get that. But in this show, they went out of their way
to separate
make
them
sure
completely. They're trying to
exactly
separate the character.
exactly.
And I'm not saying that's not a bad thing. And again, I feel this would have made a great espionage / tech movie if they would have done it through Armor Wars, because you have all of this shit that's going around. People are trying to do stuff. And then you get this one fucking kid that can just make it happen.
Yeah.
And everyone's on the gun run to be like, I need this fucking person in my fucking team. And then everyone's trying to hunt for them. They maybe steal her first costume or whatever. But everyone knows she's the only other person that can do this right now in the universe. Yeah. So in one of the episodes, I don't want to do spoilers, but I don't think people are going to watch this shit anyways. She literally breaks into an underground expressway in an Iron Man outfit when she just flew into fucking Chicago the day before from MIT. Mm-hmm. Once that gets out that a person in a mech suit fucking went into an underground thing to rob people, and it's not even the main chick who had to sign the contract. I'm talking about everyone else that she got torn up and rolled through that saw a fucking Iron Man in the underground tunnels. Is going to be like, yo, there was an underground thing. And everyone knows who that chick is because she assaulted the police department in New York City when she was fucking doing the Black Panther movie, and she threw a fucking squad car at the cops. Mm-hmm. Everyone knows exactly who Riri Williams is and her intelligence, except for her and whoever's writing this story that thinks that she's going to fly around in an Iron Man suit and be like, oh, fuck, who can that be? You know what I mean? Like, she just got into Chicago, and the fucking main villain's cousin, who just fucking reads newspapers, apparently, found her at her house. MIT knows where she stole the fucking Iron Man outfit she made for the college with her grant money.
Okay. So what's your issue?
There's no intelligence in the story. Like, you're having her do crime, and you're going to exactly know who the fuck she is. Like, you're going to know who this person is doing crime in that way. Like 100%, who else has an Iron Man outfit? Like, it only took this dude one episode to find this chick in flying into Chicago. Can you deny that? Can you just deny it?
Yo, bro, we're talking about a fucking world where there's a lot of shit going on. So
how many Iron Man outfits are out there?
I guess I don't know. I don't know.
There's not a lot, especially since there's fucking paintings of Iron Man all over the place, and no one else is making that shit.
I guess you're right. Yeah.
But you see what I'm saying, right? And it doesn't feel like
I see what you're saying. I just don't know if that warrants the hatred is getting. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not.
I don't know if it warrants that.
I'm talking about just the story in general. I'm not talking about the hate.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
We can agree that the story is trash.
Yeah, you see, like Billy Barnett says, didn't they? Yeah, she threw an entire squad car. She literally lifted an entire squad car with a not Iron Man outfit, not inspired by Iron Man himself or whatever the fuck that we're trying to say here. She literally threw that shit at the fucking cops. They know exactly who the fuck this chick is, dude. They know exactly who the fuck it is.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, yes, we consider a nitpick at the show all day. And again, I will agree. It's not perfect. It's not a good show. It's
not. And again, it's not.
I enjoyed it.
I'm not trying to tear it down.
I enjoyed it.
I'm not trying to tear it down. I think it's going to get better.
It is.
And Michael Bencourt says Riri didn't steal the suit. It's her grant money. You can't take your grant money and buy a car and just walk off the college with it. The grant is produced by the school specifically for them to finish their senior projects. So even though she built it, she's making it for the college. She can't just leave with it, which is why she got it fucking turned off or whatever the fuck.
No. That was she paid for her own money. So although that's
her grant money. That's her grant money that she did specifically for.
No, it's not. She actually that's the whole point. See, again, I don't want to like say you weren't paying attention, but the whole first 20 to 30 minutes of the show explains that she paid for that on her own. That's the reason why she left with it. Like, she left with it because she paid for it by doing people's homework.
Oh, okay. So that wasn't the grant money that the Stark Industry gave her. So she wasn't a part of that, even though the main character that
she was at school. No, she's at school because of the grant money, but that grant money did not build that suit. She had to go hustle the kids at school and other schools to build up enough money to build that suit. That suit was not
her grant money.
Chris, Chris, just listen. That
Okay,
suit,
yeah, I'm listening.
that suit was not from the grant money. The grant money was for her to go to school. It didn't provide her the tech to build that suit. It spent the first 15 minutes of that show explaining on how she was charging kids from other schools to get money for that suit. And then she built it on her own. That's why she left with it.
Okay, so what Michael Betancourt's saying is the grant was only, and this is what you're saying too, is the grant was only specifically given to her to get into MIT,
into the school. Exactly.
It wasn't to fund her projects,
No.
which is based off of the Tony Stark thing that he did.
Do you remember the part of the show where she's getting money handed to her for doing other people's work and selling?
I do.
Tech?
No, I understand that. Yeah.
So that's where the money came from. Like, that's where the money came. It literally explains it in the show. And unless you are just not paying attention, it explains that. Like, it explains that.
I assume that this person was part of the Tony Stark Industry grant that allowed all the people that are at MIT at that part to have all of their senior projects paid for 100%, and that they don't have to worry about anything. Go out and build. Because of the fact that the actor from that film is alongside.
Let me ask you a question. So let me ask you do remember the part where you saw her doing work for other people and getting paid for it, correct?
Yeah, even in the Black Panther movie, I saw that.
No, just in this show. Let's stick to this show.
But that correlates all the way back to the Black Panther, so it's still the same thing.
But just this show.
Just this show. Right? I got you.
You do remember seeing her getting paid for doing other people's work, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Where was that money going?
I don't know, because when she approaches the college and asks for more money for her grants, because that's what she needs to finish her project, and they're like, "Bullshit, you're out of here. You're exploited."
Who's she asking for more money?
The MIT people, when they're in the meeting before she gets expelled, she's literally saying, "Why don't you just tell them to raise the money for me to finish my project? I'm almost done."
She wasn't asking for money. What are you talking about?
100% she was. 100%. That's when the lady literally tells her, "No, we're not giving you any more money. You're going to be expelled." And then the guy stands up and goes, "Immediately, right now." She literally says, "I need you to talk to the board to get me more grant money."
Okay, well,
literally, that's literally in the line.
Listen, Chris, you're wrong. She paid for this. She paid for that. She paid for that suit with the money that she raised for selling work for other kids.
Hold on.
Like, what are you talking about? Thank you, Mike. Like, what are you talking about? Like, she wasn't asking for grant money. She was only in that office because she was about to get expelled. And she was asking to not be expelled. Like, what show are you watching? And this is what I'm talking about. Like, what show are people watching, bro?
Trying to see if I can find this part of the
like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Literally, she's asking the person.
She's not. You're wrong. Like, normally I can massage it to where, like, but you're wrong. She's not asking for grant money in that scene where she's getting expelled.
Man, I wish I could.
She has money. She has enough money to build a fucking Iron Man suit. Why is she asking for grant money? That's the whole point of this conversation.
It's that part. I can't.
They have enough. So you're telling me that they have enough money to build an Iron Man suit, but they don't have enough to keep her in school? Like, what are we talking about?
IT. Hold on, I'm gonna see if I could find this part, because it's literally in the scene where she's talking to the guy and she's like,
"Chris,
look, I need you to talk to the board about making more money."
It doesn't exist. I'm letting you know right now. You can look for that for the next 20 years, and it never exists. She was never asking for more money. She thought this was just a slap on the wrist, and she was gonna go back to school. But then they flipped the shit on her, and she realized that she was expelled. That's how that scene went.
No, I understand that she gets expelled from that scene.
She doesn't need money. Like, that was the whole point. They were saying, "Yo, bro, you're selling tech and you're selling information to every school around us, and that's fucked up. Like, you can't do that." That's how
they were keeping tabs on her, right?
That's how she made all her money. She's not strapped for cash, bro. She was hustling, bro.
Man, I'm gonna have to find this later because I can't find it.
No, Chris, it doesn't. Chris, it doesn't exist, bro.
No,
Like,
I mean,
you have two
see
people
what
telling you that watch the show that it doesn't exist. She was not asking for more money. She had enough money. She was hustling for the money. Like the school did not pay for that fucking tech that she made. Like I don't.
if I am not mistaken, and this
You
again,
are.
all right. Well,
You are.
again, okay, but if I find this thing, like I'm telling you
Yes,
in that scene,
yes. Yes.
and you hear her say, "Look, I just need you to talk to the board about bringing me more money for the grant. I'm almost
Yeah.
done or whatever." And
Yeah.
the chick literally tells her, "No, you're gonna get expelled.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to come out here and tell people you were wrong." Also,
Okay, and even if you're right, which you're not, what does that explain? What does that prove?
what are you talking about?
No,
Like-
what does that prove? Even if she asked for more grant money, what does that prove?
Well, whatever it is that we were talking about before this, like I don't remember even what we were talking about because it already went off the rails.
Got it.
I mean, she's sitting in that room.
It only went the rails because you introduced something that does not exist. But I'm letting you know that she did not.
Oh, it was the factor that she stole the costume instead of had it from a grant or whatever because she owned it, right? She owned the costume. It wasn't. MIT
you were
property.
arguing why she was able to leave off of the property with the tech suit.
Yeah. And you said that it wasn't because
it's
it was part of that grant.
and it's literally explained. Like she literally explains it in the show when she's walking off the lot with it. Is because this was not grant money. I paid for this. That's the reason why she literally says that in the scene.
And I was saying the reason why I thought it was kind of weird was because I thought it belonged to MIT because it was part of the Stark
of the grant
fund, the grant
and
fund.
It wasn't like that was the whole. Again, this is my whole point: is that we can watch the same show and people just not get it and see two different things. And get two different out views on things. Like, even if it's literally said, "Oh, I'm leaving with this suit because I paid for it and it's not the school's," people are gonna have an issue with it. And that is my whole point. Like, this whole back and forth is literally the whole point of what I'm saying. Literally.
The reason for her expulsion stemmed from her activities in seeking additional funding for her Iron Suit project, which she literally initially started her college grant. Her grant money wasn't enough to fully realize her ambitions, leading her to engage in illicit methods to secure more resources. Specifically, she was found to have been completing assignments for other students in exchange for payments, a clear violation of academic regulations, which was the exploitations. But
Expulsion.
Again,
You literally just said it. You literally just said it. That's why she was expelled.
But
you literally just said it.
Listen to the part. The reason of her expulsion stems from her activities in seeking additional funding for her Iron Suit project, which was the grant that was initially started when her college grant.
Yes,
she started that costume with her college grant.
Chris, you're not understanding what it's saying. What it's saying is because she was doing other people's work and getting money for it for other schools, which was explained in the show. That's why she was expelled. Listen, like literally.
No. But the thing is you're telling me
no,
that
I'm not
did not fund the suit with the grant money, and that's what I'm telling you. You're saying that, and it's literally right here in the AI overview of the suit.
I'm telling you right now, the way that you're computing it in your head is not how it's telling you. It's saying to you that the reason why is because she was trying to get more grant money or trying to get more funding for her suit. What it's saying is for a suit,
which is what was started from her initial college grant.
Yes. Which is the reason why which is the reason why she's in school, right? Because then there would be no reason for her to get money if it was already paid for. Just think about it, right? What it's saying is the reason why is because she got the grant to get into school, but then other than that, in order for her to fund her suit, she had to fucking hustle. She had to hustle these kids from other schools, which is going to be frowned upon by her school, giving out the tech. And that's the reason why she got expelled. In addition to her blowing up the fucking the shit in the last episode, like you're looking at it the wrong way. It's explaining to you why she got expelled. You just choose to look at it the wrong way. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know, man. To me, I'm seeing it one way and I get the idea of what I'm seeing, but it just doesn't make a lot of sense because
Okay.
I understand you're talking about the idea of her getting the grant money to get into MIT, but I'm not the only person asking this question as to be like, she was part of a grant to make the Iron Man outfit. Like it's even on Reddit. There's people on Reddit that are trying to explain it. Like
I'm not trusting Reddit. And that's not the reason why she was at MIT, was to make the Iron Man suit. She did it just because she could.
In Take Me Home, episode 1, Riri Williams requests for MIT to extend a grant to another year, and it is denied, and she's expelled from the school after Dean Choi and the Professor Wicks note for her helping other students and all the plagiarization.
There you go.
She requests MIT to extend her grant for her project.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not for
she's
her.
She's asking to stay in school. She's not she's asking to stay in school and to not get expelled. She's not asking for more money. She's making the money because she's hustling. Like, she's hustling on her own. She's asking to not get expelled. And they're telling you, no, because you are hustling and selling the tech to other schools, and because of this last infraction, you're out of here.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't quite understand this. I get the idea. I think Michael Betancourt put that MIT cannot register nor own private intellectual property. The project specs would belong to her. The grant got her into the schools and facilitated her use of the labs there, but she built that suit. That's why she asks not to be expelled. But like, what? Are you guys still live? I think so, right? Hello, are you there? Yeah, you're there, right? Okay. Yeah, it's because Miguel asks if we're still live. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I don't quite understand it. I mean, even in the factor,
I'm confused what you don't understand.
Well, just the factor of like, okay, if she didn't think that she was doing wrong, why did she act the way she did when she walked out with the suit? If she didn't feel like she just owned it.
She didn't. No, she didn't.
She put it on in secret and then just flew right out. Wow.
No,
kind of verbal explanation from a student who was having to explain to the security guards that she owned
Chris, that's not what happened. That's not what happened. There was a student that went to school with her and said, "Why are you doing this to Riri?"
Yeah,
and then the security guard listen. The security guard said, "We're just making sure that she's not leaving with anything that's not hers." And then Riri put the suit on. She's literally putting it on piece by piece, and she says, "Well, then you guys can't take this because I paid for it," and then flew off. It literally, like, I'm just so shocked why we're having this conversation because it's literally explained in the show. Like, it's literally explained.
Yeah, I don't know.
See, like, even the other students in the lab says it's hers.
Yeah, like, I understand that because the other students thinks that it would be an injustice if she created this awesome things and she didn't get to keep it. There's something about it that just doesn't make sense. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not the only person that's questioning this. I mean, again, and then in the aspect of it too, like, yeah, I guess. I mean, it could be laughed at or not, and I understand. But again, I don't think
over something so small, like this was so insignificant. Like, we didn't even have to dwell on this long because this is all factual. Like, you can just rewatch the first episode, and I can prove to you that you're wrong. The fact that you dug in so deep is crazy to me, bro.
Wait, what are you even talking about? Hyper right-wing view? What does that have to do with anything?
I don't know.
Like, what does that even have to do with anything? That has nothing to do with about it. Like, the fact is, like I said, it's just.
But either way, it is what it is. I suggest it. Listen, if you guys want to watch the show, watch it. If not, don't. Just don't review bomb it. That shit is,
of course,
that shit is ass, bro. Like, just don't review bomb it. That's it.
Well, in factor of it too, like, I don't know, like, the way that they're writing the costume story or the story about it, like the idea that she's the only person in the world that everybody knows has this suit kind of puts her in a predicament where, if something in this nature pops off that she's breaking the law, everyone's going to automatically assume that it's her.
Yeah,
like, that's it, and that's the only thing. I think it's bad writing in that sense. And other than that, like, I understand where the team of this people have to separate themselves, because even the factor of it before, I told you, they're going to steal the story from the Doctor Doom story in the comic books and give it to her because it was written poorly in the comic books also. Like, they have to separate this character. And I think, I think it would have been a better idea during the comic books for them to put the magic properties into Riri Williams, because they have to create this character away from the Iron Man outfit or the Iron Man persona if they want it to work correctly and be respected for its own thing. And they didn't do that in the comic books. Like, I understand they're trying it now, but it just kind of sucks that they're having to take from a story that didn't belong to her and then give it to her. But yeah, like, I guess there wasn't enough enough people that were supporting the character itself during that time for people to really, like, I guess, go against that and the nature of them giving it to this character. So maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Like, again, I think the Doom character in this story when Tony Stark dies was really cool in the comic books. I just don't know how they pull it off, because then you're going to have these characters coming into the Marvel universe, the main universe, when they bring her into the films, and she's going to be like an Iron Man magic user.
Yeah.
Which, again, I think is cool, but that's literally Doctor Doom's story in the comics.
Yeah.
So, I mean, one, do I think it's smart for them to try to separate the character to try to make it not Iron Man? Yeah, 100%. I think they need to, because, again, they couldn't get it right in the comics.
Yeah.
But now they're telling us, like, oh, here we are. We're going to make a live action. You better like it, because if not, then you're a hypocrite or whatever the fuck. But again, this is just, they need to take care of the writing that they're putting into these characters for them to be more successful. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, even with factor of it too, like the way that they wrote this chick to be narcissistic and very much about herself, it's very hard for them to say, well, we're going to make a hero out of her, because she already had turmoil happen to her when she lost her friend. You would assume that in the comic book, when the father gets shot and I think the mother's still alive, but the father gets killed in a drive-by. And I don't think there's another person there, if I'm not mistaken. That is the driving force that gives Riri Williams the idea to want to be a hero. She even personifies the idea of making mech. She gets the idea to make an Iron Man suit, not from Tony Stark per se, but from anime in the comic.
What makes you think that she was trying to be a hero, though? Like, she wasn't.
It's just the hero story of Marvel and comics and whatever the fuck, right? Like, that's just a comic book story. You're assuming that everybody's going to be the hero.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, like, again, like, she has a turmoil situation for a driving force that gives her the opportunity to want to do something good in the world.
But in this show, what makes you think that she's trying to be a hero, though?
She's not.
She's not.
No, she's not.
Is she even alluding that she's trying to be a hero?
No, but that was Black Panther established that she wanted to do something better with herself and wanted to do something.
No, they recruited her just because she was smart and she wanted to do some. Again, it can even be correlated to her just doing it because she could.
Yeah,
I don't think that she was. I don't think there's any iteration in the MCU, not the comics, in the MCU where she is trying to be a hero. And I think, I think that they're going out of their. I think they're going out of their way to make that point, which everyone is missing. They're going out of their way to make sure that there is a blurred line that she's not in this to be a hero. Like, she's not a hero. Like, if you look at the show, the first 3 episodes, everything she's doing is illegal and not heroism. Like, this is not a hero. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is all selfish reasons, and she's not a. They're going out of their way to do that. So to incorporate that in this conversation, I think is a little bit of a disservice. Again, everybody has their own opinions as to how this hits them, but when it comes to this show specifically, I think that everyone's just missing the mark here. Like, they're going out of their way to make sure that the lines are blurred and we don't know where she lies on any of this shit.
In Black Panther 2, she's standing alongside Angela Bassett's character. Namor's attacking. The Atlanteans are attacking Wakanda, and she asks her, please let me help.
Okay.
We understand that the hero is there because it was established in that film.
Yeah.
And then they come back here and they take the character and they're like, nah, let's take that away from it. Let's take that whole experience of her being in that situation and let's just remove it and her go back to being in this, like, I don't know, like this perpetual, like you said, like a lot of like just breaking the law for mundane reasons. Of course, it's not mundane because it's for her purpose.
Yeah.
but like she has opportunities and resources that are given to her now that are in better format. You would assume that with the way they wrote the Black Panther story originally, that there would be some type of outreach for them to be like, we'll keep in touch. We'll continue to fund your projects because we believe in you and we understand your intelligence. I mean, for fuck's sakes, an entire species of people that live underwater wanted to kill this 20-year-old. So you would assume that Wakanda would be like, hey man, you know what? Like we got you, whatever you need. So I don't feel like there would be a struggle for her to get things for her projects and technology, being that she has the experience from the Black Panther 2 film. That's all I'm saying. These are things that I'm coming with. And again, she was there with Angela Bassett when she died, and she was there being a part of their family. You would assume that Shuri wouldn't be like, all right, chick, laters, and just fuck her off. Like, she wouldn't do that. Like, I don't feel that the Wakandans would do that because of the way that they write their characters.
Got it.
So there's a lot of me that I kind of feel like is, but then again, you know, you have Ryan Coogler as a producer of the series, so he's allowing these things to correlate after the Black Panther film. I just think it's just like, and it's not his fault. It's, you know, he's allowing it to happen, and I get it. But again, I just think it's like, okay, like it doesn't really, like, for myself, I don't feel like that makes a lot of sense, but it doesn't mean anything because it's my opinion. But do you understand what I'm saying? Like, when it comes to, like, there is a whole other thing that had put her into his perspective. Like, the world is bigger than her just needing to do projects at MIT after dealing with an entire race of subterranean people that live in the ocean that wanted to murder her, and her going to war with these people in Wakanda in the middle of the ocean. Like, there's a whole, like, it's like the world is way bigger than for this character now.
Yeah, no shit, but she's still in school. She's still in school, and she's like,
she's got to do her shit.
Yeah, she's still got to do her shit.
Yeah.
And so the Wakandans aren't helping her, and she's got to do what she's got to do. Like, again,
see, that's interesting. I want to know, like, why it's kind of like that, right? Like, it's kind of interesting that they're not kind of like, you know, hey, like, we'll help you as much as you need. Like, there's no, like,
it makes for the story, because now if she's not being helped,
have that resource, now she's like desperate.
Exactly. If she doesn't have those resources, then now she's left to her own devices, and it leads to where we're going in the story where she can be corrupted, because now she's got exactly. So it makes sense if you want it to make sense. If you're trying for it to not make sense, then yeah, you can make a case for it to not make sense. But again, that's just on where you lie on that. I tend to let the story play out. It makes sense for me, and I'm rocking with it. Is it perfect? No. Yeah. Can this be better? Absolutely. But I do think that people aren't giving it a shot, and I think that that's where a lot of the divisiveness. With
the, like, the hate spamming and going after the thing.
Not even that is what it is. No, that's what it is. I'm talking about people that just aren't understanding it or don't get it. Even the people that are giving it a shot. If you aren't understanding it, then it's because certain things are happening and you can't get past it. I guess if that makes sense.
Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah,
I see that. Like, they'll instantly, like, when something kind of goes awry, they'll kind of instantly, like, just gravitate towards it sucks, I don't even want to see the rest of it kind of shit.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and again, I think we talked about this before, where I think from what I've heard, because there have been some people that have been allowed to see the entire season already, so they know how it ends, and they have given their points of view on it, and they say that the first 3 episodes, like, being that 1 and 2 are the weakest, and it builds all the way to the last episodes, which has a pretty good, like, you know, send off or whatnot, which is all right, which is, you know, again, I know it differentiates on the factor that you were saying, like, a lot of these Disney films or Disney series start strong, end weak. But again, this wasn't a series. It was a film that they had produced a long time ago, and then they cut it into a series because they didn't even want to fuck with it as a movie at that time. Yeah. So they sat on it, and now they released it as a series. And I think, you know, I don't think it's going to be bad. I think, again, we're getting a cosmic entity. We're getting a different telling of a story character that wasn't accepted in the comic books, but they're kind of modifying it to kind of, like, bring together a lot of different assets to try to make this character different. Could it work? 100%. I think you get, like, an armor user character that uses magic. I think that's cool, man, because, again, the biggest thing that Tony Stark ever did was he created an arc reactor in a cave with scraps, right? That's the big meme, right? Which is he did it from absolute nothing. And the arc reactor itself in the movies is like this clean energy opportunity that's unlimited energy at all times. And Riri Williams in the show is having difficulty finding a power source. She was talking about, like, the joke was, oh, it's at home charging, which is like, it's like a cell phone or whatever, which is fucking funny to think that she just has it plugged in at home, like charging in a wall socket, right? Like, that's just the funny part.
Yeah.
So the idea is she needs to find a power source that can keep this thing going at all times and it not be like on the grid. So I think she's going to use the magic to find a forever source, right? She's going to use the magic as a way to power the iron, or the whatever you want to call it, the Ironheart outfit or whatever. And I think eventually, since it's Mephisto, you'll end up having like a red heart as the arc reactor, which, you know, Ironheart, you know, it still correlates really cool to the character development and design. We'll just have to see how that kind of plays out. I think, you know, Mephisto's kind of been eked like a million times in the series, but we do know we're going to get something to him. And again, I told you, like, if they're following something in the Doom format, I don't want to say this, but I think, like, Theory, I think we're going to have her try to do some kind of like contract to Mephisto to try to bring her friend back or something like that. I think we're going to do like a Doom thing. Like, there's something about it that I feel like we're going to get like Doom's mom having to make or Doom making a contract to try to get his mom's soul, or to get her back, and then her getting her soul to go to heaven, I guess you could say. Like, I just don't think Mephisto has Natalie's soul, so it doesn't really like correlate too much like it did with the mom, right? But yeah, I could see us getting something in that format where she's gonna make a deal with Mephisto. I think that does some cool stuff. It brings Mephisto into the world. I still kind of feel like there was a big miss when we didn't get like the Nightmare character in the Doctor Strange film, who kind of does like a really cool character. So I don't know. I mean, it wasn't, you know, the episode 3 didn't drop on a bad note. Again, the villain, I think the guy that they chose as the villain is pretty good at what he does. Like, even in factor of him talking, you don't feel that he's like an evil dude. You feel like he's just doing it because he has a purpose. Like, there's a reason, a real reason as to why he's doing what he's doing. And I do like his, what is it? Like, his relationship with his team as to how he treats everybody. Like, it's not malicious. Even when they took his robe and the cousin got upset and all that stuff, like, he didn't really make a big thing out about it. Like, he wasn't like really like, oh no, it's cool. Like, you guys go, you know, spend some money and, you know, we'll catch up later or whatever. Like I think he's not, I don't think he's good. I think the Hood guy will end up being more of an anti-hero more than a hero or a villain later on in the series. Like, there's something about it. I think he'll end up being like one of those guys that you can go back to later on in the series, like in different stuff. Like, he feels like a dude that they can have for a while. I don't know. What do you think about?
I think that he dies at the end of the
series. 100%. You think he's fucking?
I think he dies at the end of the series.
Oh man, I like his character actually.
I think Riri. I think you're right about the deal with Mephisto with Riri.
Okay. That's all right.
And I think that he gets a hold of that tech. I think that the entire I think that there was a really big part of this part of the MCU where tech or Stark Tech was essential, and they just didn't do it. And they're kind of touching on it here. And I think that Mephisto is interested in Stark Tech, and this is his way into getting that.
Hey, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and so I think that that's how they're going to introduce the blurred lines of magic and tech, which we've heard for however long that they've been trying to get that done in the MCU, and I think that's the way that they're going to do it. So yeah, to shorten up my synopsis of how this is going to play out, that's how play out. I think I can see that. I think Mephisto was going to get a chance on some Stark Tech, and that is going to lead into some crazy shit.
Yeah, it's like I said before, I don't think this is a bad show. Again, I think it's a lot better than the way that they handled the Secret Invasion series.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot, well, I mean, because it's a film. You know what I mean? Like, it's treated like a film. So you're getting the whole, like, what is it, like the format of like a regular film.
Mhm.
There's a part of me that kind of feels like it's even a little bit better than the Falcon and the Winter Soldier television show.
Okay.
Like I feel like it's a little bit above that. I don't think it beats WandaVision. I think WandaVision is still a lot better in the Loki show, right? I think those we could agree are pretty fucking top.
I would say that.
Which one do you think it kind of beats out? Do you think that it kind of beats any other one of those out or no?
No, I don't. I think
No?
it's kind of towards the lower tier of Disney Plus shows. Do I think it's the worst? Absolutely not.
That's not the worst.
Are there some shows that I would put this above? Absolutely.
Oh yeah, you know what? I want to ask: are you enjoying like the kind of like the romance approach, like with the characters, like with Z or Z? What's his name? Zay and the
I don't know his name. I think that they're not really I think it's there, obviously.
Yeah,
I don't think they're doing they're harping on it. It's there just to have as for a show.
Mhm.
But they're not going out of their way to make it a thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're not really forcing it upon anybody.
Yeah.
I think it's nice. I think it's kind of like her and her friend that they grew up with. Like I feel like there is some type of romantic connection between the two characters.
Yeah.
But then he'll bring up the Natalie character and be like very much, I kind of feel stuck on her also. So like I may even think that like the Riri character he cares about because she's family, but he was more in love with the Natalie character.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like, I'm waiting. Like that's one of the parts that's got me is I want to see how he reacts to the AI compared to how the mom reacted. Like I really like that they put the mom's opinion on how the AI thing is, even though like they don't really give us a really good explanation how Riri was able to create the AI and she's kind of like lost on it a little bit.
I would rather a conversation about how that is a gap.
Yeah,
There's no explanation as to how this AI
happened,
exists, right? Or how it became like.
Yeah, because she's super confused on it too.
I would love to argue with you about that, as opposed to other things that are just not looked at. That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, that was one of them that caught my eye. Like I was kind of like, oh man, they're not really giving us an idea on how she created the AI. But like I do like the reaction of the AI interacting with the mom and then how the mom reacted to it. And then talking about her genius in creating that. I thought that was really awesome.
Yeah.
And then I'm just waiting on the reaction to the best friend seeing the AI and then engaging with the Natalie character and there being some type of like some emotional stature on it or something. Maybe he like opens up about how he loved her
that
or whatever.
Mephisto gets his hands on Natalie and she turns evil. That's
oof.
And then
Oof,
Natalie, and then because as of right now, there's no villain, right?
Yeah,
there's no.
Even
villain.
like I said, the hood guy's cool.
Yeah, there's no villain. So I think intentionally the villain is going to be Natalie after she gets
like resurrected, maybe.
No, just gets corrupted as the AI.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh fuck, dude, that would be crazy as shit.
Almost like fucking what's the
Ultron, Jarvis.
Ultron, basically.
Yeah. I can see that. I can say, oh, dude, I didn't even think of that, but that's a good correlation into the
exactly
the Iron Man mythos, like following this timeline, right? I didn't even think of that. That's crazy.
Natalie's gonna be like a Ultron.
Cool. So you recommend the next 3 episodes? You think people should stick on it? You think people?
I'm deep. So I'm in it. I'm gonna watch it. Listen, you guys at your own peril. You can watch it. Don't watch it. Yeah. I personally don't give a shit. So watch it if you want to. I think it's worth it. I think the first 2 episodes are kind of lackluster. The 3rd episode really kicks it up a lot, and it was enough for me to want to see how this plays out. So.
Yeah, I think Brian and I can agree that we're probably agreeing on the things where like the team of people that are with him are kind of corny. The main villain and hero have a really good story kind of there that's got a little bit of intrigue. I like Riri's kind of like her part of her family, the mom and the friend, the best friend guy. Even the other gun running guy that's the Han Solo guy. I kind of like his little interaction of him being like this real pushover dude. But yeah, I'm slightly more invested than I was before. I mean, you know, after not wanting to watch it and then you being like, give it a chance, I was kind of like, okay. The third episode really hooked me as to like the ending of having the main villain finally be like, fuck you, like leave me alone, like I don't want it. And then you get this like hard reveal, you know, him being tortured with like the visions of his cousin, and then something of like Iron Heart's costume, like and then it reinvigorating like this villainous aspect to his character, like and I do like his power of like the fucking gun twisting,
the bending, you know. That shit,
there's some interesting shit with it, which I kind of knew it was from the comic books, but like I like seeing that shit. I think that was dope. Like, and then even like Riri when she knows she's in waters too deep because they shoot the security guard and she's kind of like correlating. Like I didn't want nobody to get hurt. Like, and it goes back to what she was saying, like how she's kind of like living it. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna invest into watching the next 3 episodes. I just like I'm like you. I wanted to hit the ending. I do want to see Mephisto live action. I'm so tired of waiting since like what Loki season 1 with the painting on the wall and like all of this shit. Like I just want to see how Sacha Boeing Cohen or whatever pulls him off, and kind of excited. So Brian, what do we got coming on this week, man? It looks like we're about to finish up, baby.
Yeah, so we're gonna get the next 3 episodes in Ironheart, which is cool. And I think this week we have this week is where we start with the summer blockbusters. So we're gonna get Jurassic Park.
Oh shit! I know you. I know you were talking about wanting to go check that shit out. So that's
I got the
AMC
pass,
right?
Yeah, the AMC shit. So I got all my shits locked up. So yeah,
dope.
Yourself.
I start my MMA classes early tomorrow. We're doing it all week. I'm doing full time at the gym from fucking 12 o'clock to 9 p.m. every day, Monday through Thursday. And I'm excited, man. You know, we've been packing up the classes at night, and I need to open up a secondary class. So we got it going on. We got a lot of response from a lot of people, and looks like it's going to be a fun fucking day tomorrow, man. Starting hitting the ground running, baby. Hit the ground running. So excited to beat people up. That's what I do. So, yeah. But so everybody that's out there, I want to say thank you guys very much for tuning in and jumping in the show and listening to us go off on our crazy rants about shit. We really hope that you guys enjoyed it. Guys, like we said, the show Ironheart, solid, not too crazy. If it's something that you're into, check it out. If you don't like it, then you don't gotta watch it. But go check it out. We really enjoyed it for the little parts that we enjoyed. But what would you give it? 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10 right now?
I probably around 6.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna run a 6 on it too. Like it's good. It's not too bad, but it's all right. But guys, we thank you very much. Thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate every one of you, to our extraordinary listeners. Thank you guys. We'll see you guys again here next Sunday. Average Voice Podcast. Love you. You guys take it easy, and we'll see you guys next week. Laters.